It's safe to say that this place has it all. A little something for everyone. A place where adventure lives, stories are born, and memories are made. This place is Tofino. Discover more at tourismtofino.com.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Welcome to Queen of the Peak 2015. Mike Jacobson here beside me, Brendan
Muhlenberg.
Brendan Strider Muhlenberg.
That's right.
Kind of cool. First time broadcasting live with a morning show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's it'll be an interesting add-on to this contest. It's the 6th annual Queen of the Peak.
6th annual Queen of the Peak. Obviously behind us here you can kind of see, brought to you by Billabong. Billabong's hooked us up with some nice gear. You're looking good.
Yeah, we look pretty good. Look like we know what we're doing.
Yeah. So big thanks to Billabong. We're glad to have them back on board. Obviously, Shelter and Surf Sister as the organizers and founders of this event. Pretty crazy. A surf school and restaurant pulled this thing off. So pretty untraditional, but with the help of Billabong and the rest of the sponsors, which we'll get to, it's turned into a favorite weekend in Tofino.
Oh yeah. This weekend is definitely one of the highlights of the whole kind of fall. I guess it's kind of the bringer of the swell. September, October is when we see some contestable winter swell come in here, and it's nice for the girls to go out there and actually surf in some half decent swell, and they can actually put their repertoire on the line and show the judges and also show the fans what they can actually do out there.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. So today we're going to finish off round one. We're sorry for taking a few minutes to get live here. We are on a fog delay at the moment, so the conditions are clearing up as we speak, and I think we're going to have a great day of competition. So we've got three heats left in round one, the round of 48, and then our top seeds will be in the water for the round of 32. So pretty excited to see all the seeded surfers get in the water, and it looks super contestable out there today. Maybe talk a little bit about the swell. What do we have on hand here, Brennan?
Yeah, so the swell we're looking at today, just looked at the La Perouse Boy report there. It's 8.5 feet at 12 seconds, coming from the west, northwest as well. Which works pretty well here at Cox Bay. The bay here kind of faces west, so we're getting a lot of that swell that'll be funneling here all day, which is going to make it pretty good. The tide right now is dropping too, so you'll see a change in conditions throughout the day as all those swell lines kind of hit the different banks that have been forming out there. But the banks have been pretty good. Yesterday we definitely saw some real good peaks and really good waves that the girls were trying to get a hold of. It was a little bit big, and we definitely saw that 50K wind roll in there, which definitely threw everybody for curveball.
Yeah, that was crazy. You can see a few of the competitors getting ready for the first heat, which will be round one, heat 6 there. But almost as forecast, which doesn't always happen, we saw the Whitecaps building offshore, and then it made landfall, and it was heavy.
Yeah, we could definitely see it. That fog line in the clouds in the sky, and then we saw a big line of blue, and as that wind came in, it just kind of took over, and that line of Whitecaps, it was pretty eerie to watch actually, because we could all see it coming, and we all definitely were prepared for it. But looking like today, the wind is supposed to hold off a little bit. It might pick up a little bit in the afternoon, but it won't be picking up as strong as it was yesterday, which will be good. Keep the waves a little bit cleaner and less closeouts.
Yeah,
for the girls.
No, I'm excited. I think today's gonna be a great day of surfing. The swell is supposed to drop, so 8.5 feet at 8 to 10 seconds is big for Cox Bay. But as that swell drops off throughout the day, I think we're gonna have a great day of surfing. So sunny Saturday here in Tofino. If we can get those easterlies to cooperate a little bit this morning and maybe puff some of this fog out of the way or get the sun to warm it up. It's supposed to be a beautiful weekend here in town. So
it's like summertime.
Yeah.
Summertime in October.
Fog was supposed to be an August thing, but we've had such a nice year that it's found us in October.
Yeah.
There, you can see it on your screens there. It's foggy. So needless to say, we're on hold, and contest director Shannon Brown will make a call shortly, but we hope to be underway fairly soon. It's brightened up a lot in the last little bit. So.
Yeah, so we're starting off today with women's shortboard. Can we continue on like yesterday?
Yeah. if time. So we've got 3 heats left in round 1. And then we've got 8 heats in the round of 32. From there, we will look to contest director Shannon to kind of make a call, but we'll probably move straight into the quarterfinals at that point in time. Princess of the Peak is on standby. They're on deck today, but I'm not sure if we will get them in the water. We'll try and give everyone an update as soon as we know, but the goal is to run all of shortboard today. So if the SPOG cooperates, we will get as much of this contest done today as we can.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I think some of the storylines from last year, we're missing a few of our friends in California, Sarah Taylor and Jenna Ballister. They're not here this year. They've been Sarah's won this contest, but we've got some new favorites up and some local favorites who definitely have benefited from having those girls around. And Tamara Stevens is back in the water this year.
Nice.
Matea Olin, 12 years old. What's she going to be able to do? Should be pretty exciting, I think, as we get through today. So
she's definitely one of the favorites. Matea, she's definitely one of the favorites, and at her age of 12 years old to go up against girls twice her age and with twice as much power behind their snaps and their surfing, it's pretty remarkable to see at that young of age to hold her own in this type of contest.
Yeah, she blows me away. There's been a few days where I've been on the beach and watching her drop into some waves that for her are double overhead, and beautiful style. Her bottom turn to top turn combination is one of the best out here, and she's 12. So
yeah, it'll be interesting to watch and see how she can do in these conditions. There, it is fairly big out there, but there are waves, and as long as you pick off the right one and throw a couple of good maneuvers and combinations in there, and anything can happen, which will be fun to watch throughout the day.
Yeah, so maybe thank the sponsors while we kick everything off. Everybody's filling in on the beach here. You can see the guys at the Wick and Inishin setting up down there. Wick has been part of this contest since day 1. So the girls, this contest is very woman friendly. So all the competitors, they get free use of both the massage tent and the Pacific Rim chiropractic tent. So stoked to have the Wick back. They gave them lots of good goodies in the competitor bags, and if you haven't had a coffee down at that Driftwood Lounge or a glass of wine late night, it's not a secret anymore, but it's one of the best kept secrets in town for sure.
Pretty romantic.
Is it?
If you have someone special you want to bring there, I mean, good chances are that.
Yeah.
You know.
As you guys can see here on your screens, the fog is lifting, so my thoughts are we'll probably get underway fairly soon.
Mm-hmm.
Big thanks to Tourism Tofino, obviously. Making Tofino one of the hot spots. It's funny when I go to Vancouver these days. Tofino is a brand, and people are excited by it, and their eyes light up when they ask you questions. So we're stoked to be able to call it home and work with all the great people in this community. But Tourism Tofino backs this, and they've supported this live feed. So hopefully people can, if you couldn't be here in town this weekend, I think it's almost sold out this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
You get to enjoy it live on the webcast here. So.
Yeah, funny that you mentioned Tofino as a brand. I was actually downtown Victoria walking by one of those souvenir shops, and I found a shirt saying "I love Tofino" down in Victoria.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, and up in Whistler as well.
Wonder if it's
one of those knick-knack shops that saying "I love Tofino." I heart Tofino.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
No, we're pretty lucky.
Yeah.
Moving down the list, we have Wildside Grill. So they're setting up today. They joined Queen of the Peak last year, and some of the most feedback we had was we needed food on the beach, and these guys have stepped up to the plate. We don't sell any of the food, but it's all by donation. So all the food that those guys put out today, if you guys can donate, it will go to Keep Abreast Canada. So Keep Abreast is also here with us on the beach, and their job is to sort of spread the word and help eradicate breast cancer just through knowledge and checking yourself. There's Julian Wilson did it down in Oz, and one of the World Tour events had he supports breast cancer. His mom had it, and
yeah, he did a whole run of his quiver, all of his boards. He got them all painted up, and he actually after that contest he pawned them off and sold them for all the money went to charity.
Yeah, so stoked to have both Keep Abreast and Wildside raising money for breast cancer. We did do an event the other night with one of our other sponsors, Epic Pharmacy, so the pharmacy of Tofino. We had Zumba for boobies, which I think that's its 3rd year. 70 people came out and did Zumba.
Did you go to that show?
I haven't done it yet.
No?
Oh,
I was talking to
have you done it?
our boy Adam Chilton. He's walking around the beach there. I think he went to the Zumba class, and he said it was pretty fun.
He would though. I think he's a bit of a dancer.
What's not to like about it?
Yeah.
Moving around,
Um,
outnumbered by the opposite sex.
I hear he's got
good.
some Justin Timberlake moves.
I've seen him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
Chilts is Adam Chilton. He does a lot for us. You'll see some of the video footage that he's put together, and he is filming this whole event for us. So big thanks to Adam. Shelter we will talk about throughout the weekend, but obviously super biased. It's a great place to work, but very few restaurants run a surf contest and have surf coaching, and not to mention really good food and atmosphere and great place to hang out. So big thanks to the team there. And
I believe there's something going on there tonight.
Yeah, we've got, for anybody who didn't make it to the Balance movie yesterday, we're going to premiere that again tonight at Shelter, so an all-ages show. I think we'll probably kick it off. It'll be a bit later, so unfortunately if the kids can't make it, hopefully they can catch that online. And then we're going to show a movie also that Hannah Scott, I believe, did the music for. So Hannah is one of the top-seeded competitors in this event, and apparently a part of your fantasy team for Queen of the Peak.
Defending champ, man. You got to throw her in there. She's always she's pretty comfortable here. She's definitely made herself recognized out here in the waters of Tofino, and even fresh living in Ucluelet there. She's definitely one of the heavy favorites, and she's definitely comfortable surfing these beach breaks out here.
Yeah, she was exciting to watch in the final. She's defending champ, drifting the fins and stuff last year. She's definitely pushing women's surfing, so really stoked to have Hannah back here for this year's event, and I'm sure she's going to put on a show. So.
Yeah, we'll carry on down the line here. The Pacific Sands, always putting up with all of our chaos that goes on the beach there, providing all the accommodations and stuff for.
So we got some cheers on the beach here. Looks like Shannon Brown's made a call, and the girls are going to paddle out. Fog's starting to lift. Sunshine's hitting the water. Beautiful morning again here in Tofino. No jackets. I've got just a hoodie on. It's warm. Yeah. So we're just going to disappear here for a minute and pull up the heat sheet so we can talk to you guys about who's paddling out for this first heat of the day here. So stand by, and we'll be right back.
It sounds cheesy, but surfing's affected, I'd say, almost every part of my life. To me, Tofino isn't Tofino without surfing. Surfing in general, and not just surfing the waves, the ocean itself, it's very humbling. Introducing it to people for the first time, it's really honest. You have to kind of break down all the barriers. You're just out there. I never get tired of seeing the look on people's face when they catch the first wave, ever. It never gets old. As a surfing town, we're super lucky in Tofino to have lots of really friendly beach breaks. Easy to get to right off the main road. We've got change rooms right at lots of the beaches. You can drive up, jump out, go for a surf, and then drive into town and go for a 5-star dinner at a nice restaurant after. We're pretty lucky to be able to do it here year-round. Here you definitely need a bit of dedication and some heart. I would say Tofino surfers are a hardy bunch. But once you're in there, I think it's really surprising to people how warm you actually are. Never a bad choice to go surfing. It's a feeling that's, yeah, unbeatable.
Okay, we're back here live at Cox Bay for the 6th annual Queen of the Peak Women's Surf Championships. We got first heat in the water here, heat 6 for the round of 32. Wearing red, we have Tia Travis. In white, we have Juliet Van Vliet. In blue, we have Claudia LB. And in black, we got Jen Fife. Should be pretty good.
In yellow there, sorry.
Sorry, in yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just paddling out there. We've got a couple of sets on the horizon there that, yeah, there's definitely some contestable swell and definitely enough. Plenty of room out there for girls to move around and find their own little peak and find their own little section and try to work with these open shoulders here. We got some nice lefts and nice rights here. We do have an 8.5 foot at 12 seconds swell coming from the west, cross with a bit of northwest in there. I believe there's a bit of an underlying south going to be moving in this weekend. I saw up on Magic Seaweed and Surfline, so we'll see how that plays into a factor. But we do have a dropping tide throughout the morning here. Low tide's at about around 12 o'clock, and then all afternoon we'll have a pushing tide. And we saw yesterday that pushing tide really cleaned up everything for the girls and made some actual contestable swell and good waves for everybody.
Yeah, I think today's going to be awesome. I'm really excited for today, and beautiful day. It looks like people joining us on the beach already with their morning coffee and dog's paradise down here. And all the dogs are having fun, and it's going to be a good day.
You know you're in Tofino when there's more dogs on the beach than there are humans.
That's right. For anybody that is here on the beach joining us, make sure there is extra people on the beach this weekend with this event. So take care of your animals. Make sure you clean up after them. And also, we've got lots of garbage cans and recycling down here. So please do your part, and let's keep everyone happy and make sure this event is seen in positive light for years to come. So,
And it has been for the past 6 years. I mean, every single contest. I've been around for these contests for 3 years now, but every single year it just seems to be getting better and better and more organized, and people seem to have a lot of fun at this contest.
yeah, I mean, live feed, we're on TV.
We are live. We are on the live feed. So if you guys are here at the beach and you have friends and family around the world that want to tune in, they can go to surfcam.ca, queenofthepeak.com, and tourismtofino.com. We are streaming live around the world. So if you have friends and family that can't make it today, or friends at work that just want to see the action down at the beach here, you can tell them to go online, tourismtofino.com, queenofthepeak.com, and surfcam.ca to watch the feed live. And it's a pretty awesome asset to have this live stream here going with the help of Sports Canada TV from Vancouver there. Really upping the level this year and actually kind of making it a pro kind of show.
Yeah. Big thanks to their crew, Sports Canada. This is the first time, we've had a feed like this for Queen of the Peak, and I think it's the first time they've done surfing. So hopefully we can make this a cool production and build on it for years to come here. So pretty excited, and it's awesome that we get to broadcast this event to so many people around the world. There's lots of foreigners here, and I'm really excited to see the analytics once the weekend's over. So
yeah, exactly. I remember the first couple years that I personally did it. We had the first year we had about half of what the Rip Curl Pro had. We had about 3,000 people tuned in around the world. That's pretty much Tofino and Nuclear put together. And then the year after that, we had about 5,000 people. So you can see the trend there. People are.
What's your guess this year? 20?
I'm gonna go big and go home. I'm gonna say about 1 million.
Wow.
Just joking. I'm gonna say about probably 20. With being on tours and Tofino.com, QueenlyPeak.com, surfcam.ca, and with the help of Sports Canada, I think we can reach a broader audience than we were probably expecting. But it's awesome, to bring people to the beach that can't be here and watch their friends and family surf out here at Cox Bay. It's a pretty cool aspect of this contest.
Yeah, and for anybody who wants to join the conversation, get social, Your Tofino, or hashtag Your Tofino, or hashtag Queen of the Peak. If you do have any comments or questions, and Brendan or I, feel free to text us, and we'll do our best to answer them.
Any shout outs you want us to give to any competitors?
Yeah.
Just let us know.
We'll try and keep an eye on the social media throughout the day. Yeah, we're almost underway here. It looks like the judging panel's in place. Shannon's trying to make a call here. The fog is still playing with our heartstrings here a little bit, but it's fairly bright, and the visibility isn't as bad. It might not look like it on your screens, but we can see out back here in the booth. So wait for the call here. When you hear that first horn blast, that'll sound the beginning of the first heat of the day. So.
Yeah, as we wait for that horn to go, we'll probably give a quick shout out to all of the sponsors that are making this event happen. We got at the helm there, we got Billabong supplying us with lots of swag, the contestants with lots of swag. If you guys want to catch up with them, head down to the Billabong tent. I know they got a pretty good setup down there, and they probably have a couple of freebies, giveaways, and just go chat with Mike Redpath and Ashley and Kristen when they're down there.
They've
a group of people.
Hit the ground running with a great wetsuit this year. It's a hooded 5.4. They've got it hanging up. I believe you can. You might be even able to test them. I'm not sure if that's fully true, but I believe it's a $250 price point. So
I'm sure if you slipped one of them a 20 or 50, I'm sure they would. Wouldn't mind letting you take the suit for half an hour.
Yeah, but cool to see that surfing is such a. In a way, some people think it's expensive to get into, but your initial startup cost is all there is, and then it's free. So it is one of the sort of coolest sports in the world in that sense, where you're rubbing shoulders out in the water with we've got a fantastic panel here of local pro men judges, and any day you're out in the water, you're going to be surfing alongside these guys. So
it's not a rich man sport. Once you have the basic necessities, a board, you can pick up for fairly cheap, wetsuit, a decent bike.
Yeah.
You're good to go all year round here in Tofino.
Your own 2 feet. A cool addition to the contest down here on the beach, which I don't know, maybe once we get it all heated up, we'll try and show it for you. But we've got banger tubs down there. So we've got a wood-fired, it's an actual old hot water tank from the Tofino Brewing Company that's been converted into a hot tub. It is available for rent. Those guys, we can put you in touch with them if you need, but should be ready around 11 o'clock today. Everybody stay out of it until then. It is for contestants only, but it will be keeping the ladies warm all weekend down here on the beach. So ocean temperatures, I looked today, I think they're about 12 or 13 degrees Celsius. So the water is, I would say, unseasonably warm right now. But
yeah, this whole year has actually been pretty amazing out here on the coast. We've had some pretty awesome weather. Been very dry. You guys probably noticed that with all the wildfires going around BC, but we've definitely been blessed with some sunshine. The swell hasn't been that bad. It's been fairly good all year round, pretty much. But the thing that I enjoy the most about this contest, there, Mike, is there's swell, and this is pretty much the start of the swell season. September, October, you start to get those winter systems rolling through. The weather is majority of the time you can't depend on it. Even though sometimes it'll say blue sky and sunny, you'll wake up in the morning and it's side shore wind, and the rain is howling to the side, which we are in a rainforest, and you can't expect that when you're out here.
Yeah, we've got we'll see. Dan Rodriguez, how's the surf? We're getting a thumbs
He's
up
getting a
from
thumbs
Dan.
up.
He's a former Canadian amateur champion, so
When's your heat, Dan?
Dan's down here getting a quick surf in, supporting his wife, Laura, so great to have them back for Queen of the Peak this year. Yuki residents.
Yeah, there's a bit of a Yuki contingent. I know we have Marie Francois, MFR, if you guys aren't familiar, probably one of the best backcountry snowboarders in the world. But she's going to lay it down here on her shortboard, which will be fun to watch. We also have Claudia LB, who's actually out in the water right now. We have Naomi. She's a massage therapist in Yuki.
All right.
We've got a couple other, Laura as well. I believe we have Amy Souza in the longboard.
Yeah. Local nurse.
It's
Amy.
nice to see people from all over the coast and all over the island, and even coming up from Washington and Oregon to come up and get amongst the whole action up here in Tofino. It's fun to see when you can draw competitors from all over the world to come up to the shores here of Cox Bay and throw it down, because the level of surfing around the world is completely different from here in Tofino. But the beauty of this area is there's a lot of girl surfers in the water.
Yeah.
Which is rare around the world.
I think that's one of the, looking back sort of at the history of this event, I remember the day we sat down. It was Coldwater Classic was coming to town. It was in an O'Neill 6-star event, so some of the best men surfers in the world. That first year we had Josh Kerr, Julian Wilson, obviously local boy and judge of the contest, Pete DeVries, took that contest out.
How great was that, eh?
Oh, it was. I think Don Domick actually said it best. He's like, Hollywood couldn't have written the story better. It was Halloween. It was big. There was, businesses were closed. It was such a special day. Most Tofetians, I don't think, will ever forget it, and I'm sure Pete doesn't ever forget it. It was pretty amazing. So.
Yeah, I think that was a spark of putting this whole area on the map and making it an actual surf destination for lots of people around the world. That Hollywood story couldn't have been written any better, and that really, surfing really took off, I believe, after that whole contest.
Yeah, so when we sat down, it was myself, Chrissy, Jay Gildenheis, who owned Shelter, and Shauna Gardam at the time, and decided that, hey, we have way more women per capita in the water out here. They should share in that spotlight. And we created this contest in the first year. It started out quite small. It was, I think there was about 40 competitors, and we decided to make it really, really women friendly. And we had babysitters for the ladies that had kids. And we're going to count down the first heat of the day. We're off. So that horn starts round 1, heat 6. Again in the water, Tia Travis, Juliet Van Vliet, Claudia, and Jen Fife. So yeah, when we started this contest, we wanted to make it really woman friendly, and we even had dog sitting in the first year. And fast forward 6 years later, I think it's really helped grow women surfing. Now Princess of the Peak has 24 competitors. We have 100 total competitors out here this weekend.
That's insane. That's awesome.
Yeah, prize purse is, I believe it's the biggest north of Southern California. Definitely the most professionally run contest north of California. It's a pretty cool story. So.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. The more every single year it seems to be getting bigger and bigger, and just the support of the whole community out here. It really goes to show what kind of town we live in, that all the businesses getting on board and supporting all the girls out there that are usually, for the past couple years, charging some pretty good conditions. Definitely contest will swell for them. And yeah, it's pretty awesome to watch here. And that's the beauty of this contest. Every single year it's blessed with swell. The weather hasn't been that bad. Last year, I know we ran into one day where it was pretty heavy. We had to actually move the contest to North Chestermans. But even then, that's the beauty of this whole area, is that we have options. So if it does get too big at one beach, we can hop over to, there's South Chestermans, there's North Chestermans. If we get crazy, Kenzie Beach. But the beauty of this area is that there's options, and it's actually a nice diamond in the rough.
Yeah. This year's been great. It looks like the the forecast is going to be really, really good for a surf contest here if this fog decides to cooperate this morning. But
End of the day, Mother Nature always wins.
Yeah.
But being surfers and being patient, we adapt, and we just have to go with what we have out there. And we noticed yesterday the fog did lift around 10, 11 o'clock. So we can still see, the judges can still see, which is good. That's what you kind of need. If that's what Shannon and the head judge Shannon Brown had that contest on hold for a bit. We just need visibility for the judges to actually see contestants on a wave and give them some good scores and
Yeah, and in the scaffold up here, it might be tough from the beach, but we do have a bird's eye view, so we're, I don't know, 25 feet up in the air here. And big thanks to Tyler and his crew for setting this up again this year. It's really made a difference. So, yeah.
A real professional setup.
Yeah, we're
It's nice.
working on it.
I think we added another 8 feet, and I think the scaffolding went up another meter.
Yeah. Next year we're gonna have a a contestant locker room. We're going full.
Hopefully that hot tub's in there.
Yeah.
VIP passes only. If you guys are wondering, you cannot go into the contestant area. But yeah, I'm almost thinking about jumping in that hot tub pretty quick here. It's a pretty cool feature that they brought down to the beach there, because it is fairly chilly in the morning, but it's kind of cool that the Tofino Brewery were able to change an old hot water tank into a mobile hot tub.
Yeah. If you haven't checked it out, anybody that appreciates some serious workmanship, I believe it's Prestige Fabricating. So Jeremy Gibbons, it's out of the Lower Mainland. Some beautiful workmanship there, and I don't know, that hot tub wouldn't be out of place just parked up on the rocks here on Rosie Bay at somebody's home burning wood. So I think those guys are open to offers if anybody wants a piece of that banger tub to be on their property. But yeah, check it out if you're on the beach. It's pretty cool. It made its debut at Moto Gourmet actually during Feast this year. So anybody, if you're surfing is something and October is not your time of year and you want to join Tofino in May, come check out Feast. There's a bunch of good restaurant events, and we host guest chefs, and ton of fun. Great time to be here. And us in Pacific Surf School, actually, we do a dirt bike event with gourmet food down at Muscle Beach. So
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, I heard that going on, actually. Being a Ucluelet resident, you can actually hear the dirt bikes ripping around out there from Yuki. And it's around the corner there. And yeah, it was definitely pretty cool events. If you guys are wondering and always want to stay in the action of what's going on in Tofino, head to tourismtofino.com. They have an event calendar on there. Whenever you're planning a trip out here or just a tourist in your own town, check out what they have going on. There's tons of events going on in the right now. I believe they're holding the Surf Month.
Yeah, so we've sort of coined October as Surf Month. If you check out tourismtofino.com, there's accommodation deals. There's deals through the surf schools. Obviously, there's a few different events with the Brewweiler Kids Classic actually starts it off, so a bunch of the local kids go down to the beach, and it's a fantastic kids event. There's so many kids surfing these days here. It's so awesome to see.
Mm-hmm.
They're so fun to have in the water, and smiling. They make it light. So
it's good to have that too at an early age. Just get the young Groms into that whole
coffee time.
Coffee time.
There.
It's always nice to get those young Groms into competitive mode, and it kind of just brings the fun out of the whole surf aspect out here, because some people enjoy contest surfing, some people just enjoy to go surf on their own and free surf. But when you have an event like that where everyone can come to the beach and have fun, it really brings out the best in the whole community, and especially their surfing too.
So it is still grassroots. You can see big thanks to Rhino. They've hooked us up with coffee.
Cheers, Rhino.
Yeah,
Thank
Caravan Beach Shop. They some real nice mugs here. So big thanks to Janet Caravan. Yeah.
Keeping the boys hydrated.
There we are.
Yeah, the judges, even though you think it may be a pretty mellow job to sit here and judge a contest, you do have to sit here all day, and you do have to be focusing on what's going on in the water at all times, making sure you're not missing any waves that the contestants grab.
Thanks, Robbie.
And especially the camera crew up here from Sports Canada. We have to be here all day and make sure that you guys around the world can watch this event. So big thanks to all those guys putting in their time and making sure this contest is run professionally and also judged properly. It's nice to have surf coach and local legend Shannon Brown at the helm, to making sure that all those judges are putting out a fair, even score, and making sure it's not just good for the judges, but it's also good for the contestants out there, because they know that the scale will be mellow.
Looks like we're just getting word from contest director Shannon Brown. We are going to go on a fog hold here. There he is there on your screen. Give you a little bit of background on Shannon. Shannon he's working on his residency right now, but Canadian. He's as much Canadian as they come.
I can never understand that residency thing.
Yeah, we're not going to open that up on the
a true
show
asset
here.
to the town, a true asset to the whole surf industry, and because this is the surf capital of Canada, and having his professionalism here all the time, it really benefits the whole community.
Yeah, I mean it's Surf Town Canada really now, and Shannon's been a huge part of that. So we're fortunate at Shelter we have him on payroll as a surf coach, and Shannon has done wonders for the contest world. He grew up doing this like we grew up playing hockey, and he's brought a level of professionalism and new approach to it. So a lot of us who grew up playing other sports and made our way into surfing, we always had coaches doing other things, and then you learn to surf without a coach. So surfing with coaches is not like any other sport. You need that, and it makes a big difference. And seeing yourself on film is very humbling. So stoked to have Shannon here. Going down the line on the judging panel, we have Noah Cohen, who's been out of the water. Local boy, rip curl surfer. He's unfortunately suffered a knee injury filming for his movie, The Seawolf Project. But I think he's about a month away from getting back in the water. So looking fit. I know he's been working hard and should be making a return to the local beaches here. Okay. We're going to put the live feed on hold here just with this fog settling in. We'll throw some commercials just on loop here, but we'll come back to you as soon as we can. Thanks everybody who's joined us this morning, and we'll come back live once this fog cooperates.
Yeah, so let your friends and family know if you guys can. Shoot everybody a text, email, Facebook post to stay close to the computers if they can't make it to the beach. We're going to go on hold. They can reach us tourismtofino.com, queenofthepeak.com, and surfcam.ca. So let everybody know we're going to go on hold, and we'll be back shortly.
Yeah, thanks, Brennan.
Yeah, thank you.
Cheers.
This isn't a stop off on the way to somewhere. You have to want to come here. It's just big nature.
Share and discover your stories of Tofino at yourtofino.com.
This isn't a stop off on the way to somewhere. This is the end of the road. You have to want to come here. I guess you have to realize you're part of something bigger. It's a real thing that's going on. It's just big nature.
Yeah, I mean, I think the kind of people who are drawn to Tofino are people who enjoy being outside. Because that's what you do here. You get up and you go on an adventure. I definitely am grateful that we get to live here. That kind of passion just transfers to your kids.
For me, it's the relationship with the ocean, and to know it is to just get out there and experience what it is. It's an energy. If there's any peaceful moment I might need, I usually go to the water to find it. Things become a little bit more clear. You feel a bit more connected to the world around you. That's really what brings people out here.
It's safe to say that this place has it all. A little something for everyone. A place where adventure lives, stories are born, and memories are made. This place is Tofino. Discover more at tourismtofino.com.
It sounds cheesy, but surfing's affected, I'd say, almost every part of my life. To me, Tofino isn't Tofino without surfing. Surfing in general, and not just surfing the waves, the ocean itself, it's very humbling. Introducing it to people for the first time, it's really honest. You have to kind of break down all the barriers. You're just out there. I never get tired of seeing the look on people's face when they catch the first wave. Ever. It never gets old. As a surfing town, we're super lucky in Tofino to have lots of really friendly beach breaks. Easy to get to right off the main road. We've got change rooms right at lots of the beaches. You can drive up, jump out, go for a surf, and then drive into town and go for a 5-star dinner at a nice restaurant after. We're pretty lucky to be able to do it here year-round. Here you definitely need a bit of dedication and some heart. I would say Tofino surfers are a hardy bunch. But once you're in there, I think it's really surprising to people how warm you actually are. Never a bad choice to go surfing. It's a feeling that's, yeah, unbeatable.
You know, everything that's beautiful takes a lot of work. Whatever, anything you love, you have to work for it. A lot has to do with me being a surfer. You know, I've been surfing for at least 35 years now. Being in Tofino, for me, there is a balance that I found in here with myself. When I work in glass, you know, I see the sun, just thinking of creation, and I see my hands and my mind working together. It makes me happy, you know, and that's something really special. The kids just love seeing glass being worked on, you know? And they go, whoa, they open their eyes and see, you know, and they're mesmerized, and their faces lit up, and they see something that's like, there's a sea star, you know, or an octopus. That's one of the most beautiful experience that I got. I'm thankful that I can be here and welcome the guests to come to Tofino and share my love with them, you know.
So I love, like backside turns, this is the kind of rotation we're looking for. You can see the head and shoulders facing fully opposite direction to the nose. And on a turn like this, now you can see how far you've got to go between you and the whitewash.
safe to say that this place has it all. A little something for everyone. A place where adventure lives, stories are born, and memories are made.
Okay, brother.
This place,
Hello, everyone. Welcome back.
discover more at
The,
tourismtofino.com.
We're just going to not talk over the Tourism Tofino ads here.
Okay.
Now we're back.
Now we're back.
Sorry, we're still learning this live feed thing out. Mike Jacobson, Brennan Muhlenberg back in the booth up here.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
Yeah.
It's getting cold.
Had a nice little breakfast coffee break. For anybody who's just joining us on the beach, we did go on a fog delay this morning, so we were at about 10 o'clock today. We are going to push to the boundaries later on tonight, but it looks like the weather's going to cooperate, and what a stunner of a day.
Yeah, we got the call from head judge Shannon Brown that we're going to get these things going again. Who we got in the water for this?
So the Heat,
round
we
one
did
still?
try and start off there. They will get another kick of the can, another full Heat. I believe I'm just checking with Shannon here. A full restart, Shannon? Okay, so a full restart, no scores from previous Heat count. Shannon? No. Okay, so a full Heat restart. So round of 48, Heat 6 in the water. In red is Tia Travis. In white, Juliette Van Vliet. In blue, we have Claudia. And in yellow, Jen Fife. So these girls are just paddling out. You can see them just south of the judges' tower here. They'll probably be out back in about 5 minutes, and then we will get Queen of the Peak underway again. And man, it is gonna be a nice day. I didn't bring sunscreen, but it's
buddy,
it's
got you
sunscreen
covered.
weather.
I got a whole tube of sunscreen in my bag,
yeah.
so I got you covered.
You make me nervous when you say it like that.
I can put it on you if you want.
We'll keep it PC. Sorry. Looking at the conditions here, the swell is on the decline today, but extremely contestable. On the decline is actually a good thing. We're probably at the peak of what Cox Bay kind of allows us early this morning. Conditions look very, very contestable today. It looks good. Everybody's been joking about this left out here, this sandbar where the girls are paddling out. We've been calling it crab trap lefts, and looks like it's gonna be on offer here again today. So
Yeah, we saw that that peak there turn on yesterday for pretty much the whole day. Yesterday the swell was a little bit bigger. I was checking the report there, and it actually peaked at 12 feet.
yeah, that wind really
13 seconds.
it really grew overnight. Hey,
Really picked up, yeah. And then, believe it or not, that wind completely died off in the early evening last night. And it looks like today that wind is supposed to be holding off. Knock on wood. The conditions right now are really clean. There's definitely some swell still kicking around. And with this dropping tide, low tide's in about a couple hours here, about 12 o'clock. And all afternoon with that pushing tide it'll be good.
yeah. So on your screens there, for anybody watching the live feed, you can see it with the gradual slope of the beach here at Cox Bay. The paddle out is a bit of a marathon, so you can see the girls just making their way out back here. But it normally takes anywhere from, if you get lucky, 5 minutes to 10 minutes to get out back. So we'll let them get out back, and then we'll give the first horn a blast and kick off Heat 6 here in the round of 48.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing out here when you're learning how to surf, or even when you're a surfer, is that these beach breaks, you actually got to get out past the break to actually start surfing some waves. It's not a perfect point break like there are places around the world. So you actually got to earn, and you actually got to fight for your waves out there. So getting out past the break is half the battle. But once you're out there, you can actually sit down your board, relax, and pick and choose which waves you want to go for. But yesterday we definitely saw some swell that was definitely pretty large, and it was really tough for the girls to get out past the break there. But there are a couple of channels that girls, if you on the beach, if you guys are watching, there are some channels out there that you can jump into and work your way out there. They'll save some time and energy as well. The format for the heats here, 20-minute heats all through the early rounds here. Then in the finals, we're either looking at a 25 or 30-minute heats. Head judge Shannon Brown will make the call on that, but plenty of time to catch some waves and get these judges excited.
Yeah, it's going to be a great day of surfing. Once we get through round one here, top 2 surfers advance in each heat. So 4 surfers in the water, 2 will move through. So 1 will win the heat, 1 in the transfer spot, and then they will join our top 16 seeds in the round of 32. So we've got 3 heats left in this round of 48, and then we'll move into the round of 32, where you're going to see some of the top seeds in the water. So the sun shines out, spotlights on them, and this should be a really good day of surfing. We're hoping to move through all of shortboard today. So, bring your lawn chair down to the beach. The sun's out, it's warm. We've got water down at the Mizu tent over there. Nice to see Dirk from Nixon and Mizu back. He's been a supporter since day one. We have water down at the Beach Marshals tent. So stay hydrated today. Put your sunscreen on and get cozy because it's going to be a great day of surfing. So.
Yeah, and I want to give a quick shout out to all the sponsors that are making this whole event happen. At the helm there, Billabong, Surf Sister, and Shelter. These the contribution that all 3 of those businesses have put together throughout the 6 years of this contest is unbelievable. Bringing an all-girls surf contest to the beaches at Tofino. I believe it's probably the only all-girls surf contest in North America, if not the world. I'm not really sure if I've heard of any other all-girls surf contest, especially at the level and scale that this has come to.
Yeah, there's I think there's one in California that's a qualifying event for the Women's World Tour, the Supergirl in I believe it's in Oceanside in California. But beyond that, there really, you're right, there really isn't much.
Especially with so many different categories, with Princess of the Peak, all the longboard and shortboard, and it's what you, Mikey, and Chrissy, and all the support staff have been able to come up with over the years is pretty awesome.
Yeah, thanks. We definitely, this is one of my favorite weekends, and kind of from day one, we wanted to make it a very professionally run competition. So the competitive side, right from the judging through to the surfing, is what you'd sort of find if you were watching, a World Surf League event. So we wanted to sort of mirror that and make sure that it was the real deal. And I think because of that, it's been a strong foundation. We've taken it seriously, and people appreciate that. So there's money on the line. First place in shortboard is going to take home $2,000. It's not a bad weekend's work.
I think was it 10% or 20% goes to the judges and webcast? Is that how it goes?
No, all the of the 20 of that $2,000.
Of that $2,000?
Well, I don't know. I mean, if we're playing Aussie rules, 10% of that $2,000 should be spent in maybe not in the bar, in the restaurant this weekend. So, but yeah, no. The other cool thing is all the contest employees, so all the judges and stuff that slog it out here from. They're down at the beach at 7 a.m. and tonight we may not leave until 7. They're paid and well fed thanks to our sponsors.
That's why this contest is separates itself from all the other contests that come out here. Is that there's a real good judging panel here.
Yeah,
we've got lots of local pros.
Why don't you take us down the line there?
Well, we got to our right here. First off, Noah Cohen. Definitely had a bit of a struggle this year, coming off a pretty nasty knee injury, but he's definitely.
He had a struggle this morning.
And he also had a little scratch on his head after having a little adventure in the bush this morning. But he definitely brings a pretty professional aspect to this whole judging panel, and I can't wait to see him back in the water. He's got a couple more months of rehab, and I'm pretty sure he'll be firing on all cylinders because he's definitely put in work at the gym, and definitely wants to come back stronger and better than ever. Next, we have got Isaac Radish, local legend. You guys probably know who he is and seen him before at Aftana Surfboards. Probably made quite a few boards around the whole coast here, and he's no familiar here. He's definitely not no stranger to charging big waves, and I have always had a soft spot for Isaac because he's a goofy footer, and I'm a goofy footer. So
yeah, he charges.
I love watching those video shots of him dropping in on some
Salt Spring Island charger.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. We got next CC Younger, another local boy, local legend. He's a Billabong rider as well. Yeah, and having just the quality and knowledge that all these guys have behind them, especially CC.
CC had a good run. Was it last year's Rip Curl? The Rip Curl before.
Rip Curl before. We believe he got to the finals there, and I think he took away with 4th. In the Rip Curl Pro Men's final.
Yeah, really nice style.
Yeah, for sure. Nice and crisp, and definitely likes to mix it up there and throw together some big combinations, which they're definitely looking for today.
Yeah. Beside Cece there, we've
I don't
got
think she needs any introduction.
no, literally a counting. We're going to count down the first heat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So that horn brings a start to the round of 48, heat 6. Again in the water, Tia Travis in red, in white Juliette Van Vliet, and in blue Claudia, and in yellow Jen Fife. So with the minimal wind we have here today, make sure you guys on the beach let the girls know. They'll be able to hear you in the water, and it's pretty entertaining hearing cheers after a good one. So maybe we'll see some claims today.
I hope so. I've always thought that they should actually get points deducted for claiming, but I mean, I'm not a judge. But I mean, if it is a good enough ride and a good enough wave, sure, you can throw in the old John claim. I've always loved how John doesn't claim.
Yeah,
he comes
he
out
does
and
the no
he
claim
knows-
claim.
The no claim claim. That's probably the best claim of them all. You don't need to tell the judges that it was a good wave. They know what they're doing, and they know what a good wave is and what a good wave isn't. So.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I you know what? I kind of like it sometimes, though, that when a guy gets a good one in the passion, and I don't know, it's sometimes fun to watch.
Did you watch that heat during Trussels there between D'Souza and Toledo?
I did, yeah.
The amount of claiming that went on in that heat.
There was too much passion in the water that day. Yeah. That's a personal opinion, but
yeah.
Yeah. Getting back to Kath Breweiler. Kath is actually the first woman's judge on the panel, and former Queen of the Peak champion, local legend. So we're stoked to have Kath up here and joining the boys. So welcome, Kath.
I still remember a couple years ago, I think it was 2 years ago, when down at the corner there when Cox Bay was firing, and it looked like a point break, and I still remember some of those turns and
Kath
the
tried to
amount
pull
of
into
spray
one.
she was. I think she pulled into a little cover up, and it was pretty awesome to watch the amount of power and commitment behind those turns. Was
All
pretty
right,
awesome.
we got some sets approaching the lineup here. Let's see if any surfers are in position here.
Yeah, these the waves out here in Canada, especially at Cox Bay and stuff, they don't have that much power when you compare to other places around the world. So as these waves roll in, they are pretty soft. And we were talking about that earlier about having foam underneath you. Foam's your friend out here, just to keep yourself a bit buoyant above the water, and getting into waves, it's a little bit easier staying a little bit higher on the water there.
These rights are really just reeling down this sandbar. That's a good set. So it looks like nobody was in position for that set that came through. So back to the judges. We got on the far end here, Michael Water Spider Darling. He just is fresh off a trip to France. Michael said that there's a few days where he was scared out there. France has been firing all winter here, or all fall here, and it sounds like they had a great trip. So I'm stoked to see some more footage from that event. And he was there with Marcus Palladino and Yuki legend Malcolm
Daly, that's right, yeah.
And
Derek Westerlundy.
Yeah, Westerlundy was down there, so stoked to see some more footage of that trip. France, I haven't been there yet, but was in Portugal last year, and just the culture in Europe, and some really good beach breaks. And
definitely fits the new hashtag of his new sponsor, Just Passing Through.
Yeah, no,
I'd like to see a bit more of that trip. It looked saw lots of photos of baguettes and wine, but and I saw a couple of surf shots which looked awesome. Waves there are definitely world class, and it'd be good to see.
How many moule frites did you eat there, Michael? None. No.
How many baguettes?
How many
Too many.
Probably ate 30 baguettes, he says. He's still young. He's skinny. He can eat 30 baguettes.
Yeah.
Also on the judging panel here, we've got Robbie Ferguson, local legend / mascot / everybody's favorite. Robbie, he can mascot for everything. Robbie, he's definitely one of the top longboarders in town here. It's a pleasure to watch, and we don't, there's not many people.
He's been on the panel for quite a few years.
Yeah, he's been here since day one. So, really great to have Robbie here. Again, a guy who's born and raised in Australia, and brings that pedigree of, surfing since a kid to the judging panel. So
another one of those assets that have come overseas to make Tofino their home. He definitely brings lots to the town, one of the sponsors here, Shelter Restaurant. He's there on the daily, grinding away and making sure that the service is good, and everyone's having a good time.
Yeah, no, he makes people feel at home. He's a good guy. He's a good guy, Mike.
You guys just went to New York together, didn't you?
We did, yeah. Vince Versange, who former chef owner of Spotted Bear, is now got a chef gig down in New York, and just married his lovely bride. So it was fun to go down there. I hadn't been in New York. We didn't get any surf. There wasn't much in the way of waves when we were there, but nearly jumped on the subway and headed to the beach, but hung out in the city. New York is a really crazy, cool place. If anybody hasn't been there, I would strongly suggest it. I'm not a city guy, but it's a great place. And upstate New York, absolutely amazing. No idea.
Never been.
Nobody travels up there 3 hours away, and you're in the bush, and some beautiful rivers and countryside, and I was really impressed. So
We got one more judge to introduce.
oh, no introduction needed.
And last but not least,
Yeah, take it away.
Peter DeVries. If you guys haven't heard of him, then you guys should start doing some research or get outside more. Definitely, probably the top surfer in Canada, if not the Pacific Northwest. Won one of a 6-star ASP sanctioned contest out here back in 2009, I believe, and really put Tofino and this whole surf town on the map. I mean, if he ran for mayor, I'd probably vote for him.
Yeah, I don't know, Josie versus Pete. I don't know. That could be tough.
That'd be a great little.
Maybe they should co-mayor.
Resemble the movie The Campaign with Zach Galifianakis and Will Ferrell.
Thanks, Robbie.
But yeah, the quality of judging up here is insane, and the amount of knowledge that every single judge brings, and just professionalism is awesome. And especially having the head judge, that's what makes this judging panel click, is having that head judge, Shannon Brown, make sure that scale is set evenly and on point too for everybody.
Yeah. So out the back, we just couldn't get into that one. It looks like waves are kind of feathering on that outside sandbar there, and then not really sort of standing up until the inside. There's a bigger one approaching the surfers here. Let's see if maybe anyone's in position for this set here.
Yeah, we got a couple of lines out the back there.
There's
Definitely
some size.
really clean and really nice. Yeah, there's definitely some size too. So if any of you girls can get on one of those shoulders and put together a couple of turns and maneuvers, you're definitely looking at some pretty good scores here.
There we go. Surfer in yellow up and riding out the back, just kind of trimming down the line with a bit of a claim. We'll have to see if that falls into her score line, but a good start to the heat there. Surfer in yellow, that's Jen Fife. So I believe it was yellow. Again, everything that we're going to say on the PA and live feed here is unofficial, so the judges will take care of the judging and all of that stuff. So we'll do our best to relay what's going on, but again, all unofficial from us. So,
So again, in the water right now, Heat 6 of round 1 of the women's shortboard, we have in red Tia Travis, in white Juliet Van Vliet, in blue Claudia LB, and in yellow we have Jen Fife. So,
sorry, Jen Fife is in blue apparently.
Yeah, so as that fog kind of disappeared,
it's warm.
That sun is toasty. It's nice. I was looking at the report today, and it's supposed to get up to about 17, 18 degrees. Definitely, if you're out of the wind, it's probably going to feel like 21 to 22 degrees. And it's supposed to be like that all weekend. We definitely saw that high pressure system roll in pretty heavy yesterday with that 50K winds. Definitely scattered everybody off the beach, but it's here.
Yeah,
it's nice.
Well, the winds, we can thank them now because this is pretty epic. It's October, and it is warm. It's sunny, and there's swell in the water. It's Tofino, just
Tofino at its finest.
Yeah, it's been a good year here. That's for sure.
Yeah, so if you guys are just joining us at the beach here, this is the 6th annual Queen of the Peak Surf Contest, Women's Surfing Championships. If you guys have friends and family from out of town or around the world that want to watch this, they can do so live online. They can tune into tourismtofino.com, queenofthepeak.com, or surfcam.ca. All three of those websites have this feed streaming live, so text your friends and family that can't make it to the beach. As we roll on to the later heats here, we'll start to see some pretty good surfing throughout the day, and yeah, these conditions right now are pretty good. So I can't wait to see if any of these girls out in the water that can get on some of these shoulders here and put together a couple maneuvers and get some scores on the board, because just want to get a time check for the competitors out there.
Blue up and riding on a big left. That's that crab trap left. Oh, a quick off the top, back down to the bottom. Waiting for this one to hit the power. No, wave sort of peters out on her on the inside, but heavy drop from Surfer and Blue there. That's that left sandbar that we've been talking about. I think as the tide pushes in later on today, that could be the spot. So,
yeah, we just got word from up here in the judges. We've got 10 minutes remaining in heat 6 of round 1 of the women's shortboard. So 10 minutes remaining left in this heat. So there's still plenty of time out there for all you girls out there to put something together for the judges here.
Down on the left, a little further up the bank.
We got in yellow. Is that Claudia LB from Ucluelet? Just not liking what she saw there and having that wave kind of die on her. But
yeah, nice little bottom turn, but just kind of faded off the edge of the bank there and kind of ran out to sea. So not sure how that's going to affect her score line at this point in time, but.
Yeah, it's definitely seen that left kind of reel through there is kind of getting me excited here. I'm personally a goofy footer, and seeing that what they call crab traps left there is it's definitely starting to work and definitely starting to offer something for all the competitors out there. We'll see how it works throughout the day. The tide is dropping all day today until about lunchtime, 12 o'clock, but conditions are good.
Yeah, no, really, really good. I think it's only going to get better throughout the day too. So now that the fog's lifted, I'm excited.
Yeah, I see sitting out in the water there in yellow. That's Claudia LB from Ucluelet there. She used to work at Relic Surf Shop out in Ucluelet and now works at Pina. Pina, if you guys aren't familiar with Pina, that do custom art printing, and it's a pretty cool little shop. Then they have a shop here in Tofino there. We have Claudia up in her backhand here on this nice looking left and just got a little stuck on her, she got her foot stuck in her wax there. Not sure that's going to factor into her scoreline there. It's an incomplete ride, but still staying busy out there. Still tons of time left. See if the other competitors can get busy out there and put some scores on the board.
Kind of unofficial at this point in time. Score is still falling, but looks like we have Surfer in yellow currently out in the lead, but with her best wave being a 6.17. And again, all unofficial at this point in time. But Surfer in Blue with her couple rides is just behind at this point in time with a 5.17. So still some time left. Stand by for results of this heat. Looks like heat 7 is paddling out at the moment. In red, we have Amy Shimzu. In white, Laura Noges. In yellow, Naomi First. And blue, Alana Malloy.
Oof, that's a heavy Yuki contingent there. Amy currently, her and her husband Kent just purchased the old restaurant Smiley's restaurant, but they've changed it to Howler's. Definitely a good addition to the town there. And Naomi, a masseuse down in Ucluelet, and Laura Nodges.
Yeah, is she going by Laura Nodges or is it Rodriguez now? We'll have to ask Dan on that one.
I'm gonna say Laura Nodges Rodriguez.
Okay.
Laura Rodriguez.
Oh, Dan gave us the thumbs up, so Laura Rodriguez.
Yeah, Laura Rodriguez.
Dan, you better not be getting us in trouble.
He's my banker, so he has access to a lot of information there. So I'll try to keep you happy there down on the beach there, Dan.
Oh, we got a paddler. Looks like the waves just aren't hitting sort of that outside bar just right yet. Maybe as the tide drops out a little bit more. Seems like they're a bit tough to get into, but when the surfers do find a good one, they're lining up on the bank quite nice.
We definitely noticed yesterday, and even in today in the early rounds, those boards with a bit more foam are going to definitely help you put some scores on the board.
And maybe once we get going here, we'll do an equipment check in a little bit and see what some of the top seeds are riding. See if any of them are. I'm sure a bunch of them are on Aftanis boards, so we'll see. What the favorite is, whether it's the sled model or the project or.
Yeah. One of the sponsors here, the event, Stefan Aftanis at Aftanis Surfboards. They got a pretty good crew going down at the shop there with Isaac Radish, one of the judges here, and Kelly Feltus, putting together and making some pretty good quality boards, and whenever I come up to Tofino here and come surfing at Cox Bay or Chessman's, I think 90% of the boards in the water are Aftana surfboards, which is pretty awesome to see.
Yeah, I've worked closely with Stefan on my boards the last couple of years, and definitely just an average surfer, but working closely with your local shaper will help your surfing, I promise you that.
I think it's about the
5 minutes remaining in this first heat of the day, the heat number 6 in the round of 48.
I think it's the board obviously plays a huge factor in how you perform out in the water, but I believe if you put some of those signature fins in, the Jordy Smith's fins, the John as fins, I've heard they're supposed to make you kind of surf similar to them. I could
Hasn't
be wrong.
worked for me. Yeah, no, I just recently picked up a bob, which I'm loving. So
Seen that model.
Yeah,
It's
it's
nice.
it might not look like your traditional shortboard, but what it lacks in maybe looks, it makes up in performance for regular guys. So it's kind of like a great board for us average dudes. And I also have a sled. This sled is definitely a favorite in these parts.
Staple for a shortboard.
Oh
that he's
man,
been
it's
pumping out.
yeah, it's a great board.
We just got a time check from the judges here. We got under 5 minutes remaining in heat 6 of round 1 of the women's shortboard. So under 5 minutes remaining for you girls in the water. Still a bit of time there to put something together. The judges are definitely looking for some combinations. Try to stay innovative and progressive with your maneuvers too. Try to dig that rail, and the more spray I know that you can send on a turn, the more it looks like you have a bit more speed, power, and flow and control in those maneuvers. So if you can put something together there and at least make it look good for these guys up in the judges panel, you'll definitely get some good scores on the board.
Yeah, so judges are looking. Again, we have a judging panel of 5 people here. Scoring is a bit subjective. It is under the watchful eye of head judge Shannon Brown. Of those 5 scorers on a given wave, the top score awarded and the lowest score awarded will be thrown out, and then the other 3 scores will be averaged. So again, the judges are looking for commitment to movers, a variety of maneuvers, degree of difficulty, a mixture of speed, power, and flow, how they link their turns together being the flow component. And again, in today's world, a little bit of progression as well. So, if you wave stands up in front of you and you do a big deep bottom turn and kind of lay it all on the line on your first turn, that will be awarded. So more awarded more so than a turn at the end of your wave where you're just kind of hitting the closeout section. So
I've personally been a huge fan of power surfing. So the harder you can dig your rail and the more spray you send on some of those turns and get that kind of rebound, bounce back, and speed that you can carry through one of those turns is pretty exciting to watch. We saw that in one of the World WSL contests with D'Souza and Toledo. Toledo kept going to the air, but D'Souza stuck to his rail game and actually took down an airless that's not afraid to go to the air. So, definitely sometimes power surfing is the better way to go. It's conservative, but if you can lay in your rail and connect a few turns, the judges will reward that.
okay, here we go. Surfer in yellow, I believe, up and riding.
That's Claudia LB from Yuki. Oh, with a nice little double hand claim there.
Not much on offer on that wave there. It definitely just faded out. There seems to be a bit of a channel between the left and the right there, that big deep spot in the sand that the waves are fading out on. So
yeah, definitely as this tide drops there, Mikey, you're going to see some changes in conditions. Even though yesterday we saw the conditions were pretty consistent all day long, there are some sets out the back there, so it's just a matter of finding a decent peak to kind of sit on and at least try to link 1 or 2 maneuvers before kind of...
1 minute remaining. 1 minute remaining. Trying to update you on the situation, but it looks like we have surfer in yellow out front at this point in time. Close again, all unofficial. Surfer in blue. Surfer in blue out front with yellow just on her heels. So again, all unofficial, but stand by for results in the next 45 seconds.
Yeah, in this next 45 seconds, if I was out there right now, I'd probably just stand up and at least get 1 turn in. It's definitely looking like these waves are starting to mush out a bit on that low tide sandbank. And if you can connect at least 1 maneuver or 2, before that wave fizzles out there. You'll get a score on the board. So you probably got about 30 seconds left in this heat. If you girls can hear me in the water, just stand up on a wave and at least link one turn there. You might get a good score that'll put you ahead of the next contestant.
Only one wave for blue.
So we got 3 seconds left, 2, 1. So that horn there marks the end of Heat 6, round 1 of the women's shortboard. We're going to move on to Heat 7. The women's shortboard there, we have in red, Amy Shimzu from Yuki. We have Lauren Rodriguez in white. In yellow, we have Naomi First. And in blue, we have Alana Malloy.
For anybody on the live feed there, we're getting a replay.
Instant replay there. That was beautiful.
There, that's the wipeout reel for the day. That was solid.
Yeah, we got Surfer in yellow there. That's Claudia LB there. A couple of half decent waves there. That replay there, she just got a little stuck on that that top part of the wave there. But that first turn there on that one wave we saw earlier was pretty good.
Yeah.
But,
so again, unofficial results at this point in time. It looks like Surfer in yellow is going to advance from that heat.
a double hand claim in this replay.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Surfer in blue will also advance into the round of 32. Stand by for official results, but looking like Surfer in yellow and blue will be advancing into the next round. So just Alana Malloy is actually not in blue. We have Jess Taylor in blue out in this heat. So a last-minute substitution there. So Jess Taylor will be wearing blue.
So we're just going to take a step back for this live feed here. We're going to have a little commercial break here from one of our sponsors. So sit back, relax, and we'll be back in a few seconds.
Counting down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So I love like backside turns. This is the kind of rotation we're looking for. You can see the head and shoulders facing fully opposite direction to the nose. And on a turn like this, now you can see how far you've got to go between you and the whitewash.
So we're back. How do you like that video?
Yeah, awesome. Shelter Restaurant.
Shelter Stories, yeah.
Great.
Thanks, Adam Chilton, for that one. Couple of the grommets, so we do support the Olin sisters and Reed Platenius and Fred Sanford. So we go out every Thursday with Shannon and do some surf coaching and look at the footage and come back for lunch, and we have coffee in the morning. So Adam did a brilliant job capturing that one.
So here we have coming up out of the water there in yellow, Claudia LB, and in blue, Jen Fife. Definitely stayed busy out there. I believe those are probably one of the top two to advance out of their heat there, but that's a thing. There, girls in the water, stay busy. Catch as many waves as you can, and just link anything you can out there, and put some scores on the board for these judges to reward you with.
So results from previous heat. in first place, advancing to the next round, Surfer in blue with a 2-wave combined total of a 10.33. Also advancing, Surfer in yellow with a 2-wave combined total of 6.5. Congratulations, ladies. You will be moving into the round of 32.
So on the water here, this is heat 7 of the women's shortboard. Round 1, in red, we have Amy Shimzu. In white, we have Laura Rodriguez. In yellow, we have Naomi First, and we did have a change in contestant there in blue.
So Jess Taylor will be surfing in blue in this heat here. So 2 more heats left in the first round of women's shortboard, and then we will move into round of 32, where the top 16 seeded women will be facing off against the 2 girls advancing from each heat here. So pretty excited to see these top seeds hit the water. There's always an upset. There's always that underdog that comes through, and
I'm excited to see how Matea does in these conditions against some of these defending champs. And I mean, every single year, she's just been getting better and better and placing higher and higher. So it'll be interesting to see how well she does today. We just saw Surfer in red there catch a wave in the whitewash there and hit that crab boy.
yeah, can you see it out there? I can't see it, but oh, there it is.
Yeah, right in front of the screen there. That crab boy, as that crab trap's left there.
Yeah.
It's starting to shut down a little bit as this tide drops
Too low. Yeah.
Yeah, low tide's about 12 o'clock today, but these girls in the water here, there's still definitely enough swell and enough sets and waves there to put something together. Just stay busy out there. That's pretty much the end result. Stay busy and get scores on the board. I don't think there is a wave total, so you catch as many waves as you can.
Yeah, we make sure you're picking the right waves. Okay, we've got Surfer in white up and riding. Back to her backhand, dodges the crab trap there, and then that one just shuts down on her. But just getting her feet in the wax. It's still early days in heat 7 here of round 1, the round of 32.
That's Laura Rodriguez from Yuki, and yeah, I've been in the water with her quite a bit lately down at Wickeninish Beach, and she's looking really, really comfortable under that board. She's definitely not afraid to sit with all the guys out there and all the Yuki favorites and heavies down there, and she's definitely tries to make herself notice and well known out in the water there, and yeah, she's been surfing pretty well there, and really clean and consistent. And that's the hardest thing with surfing, is trying to stay consistent, especially when it comes to contest time, because you could surf before in a free surf and get some maneuvers down and be comfortable, and then you know, next thing you know, everything's out the door. So staying consistent is probably the hardest thing in surfing. But I find that over the past couple of months and the year that I've been surfing with Laura, she's stayed fairly consistent and not afraid to surf in some bigger swell.
Yeah, you know, it's the Malcolm Gladwell thing. Those 10,000 hours. You know, you got to put your time in.
Exactly.
You know, Kelly Slater surfs more than most guys in the world, and there's a reason he's as good as he is. Obviously, he's blessed with a bit of natural talent, but he works hard as well. Just checking the Queen of the Peak hashtag out, so joining the conversation. We've got a post here from Emerita Adair saying, great day for surf. Yeah, the sun shines out and blue skies, so thanks, Emerita, for joining the conversation.
We got Surfer up in yellow here, just kind of got stuck behind that foam ball. Straight line that thing, I'm not sure if that's going to factor into a score line, but definitely going for it. Looking for something, looking for that shoulder to open up.
Epic Pharmacy also joining. We've got Tracy and Laura down at their little tent today. They've got Nettle & Co. and Whitcraft joining with some free samples, so come say hi. I believe they got tent down there. I think they're giving away some free things, so go say hi to those ladies. They have a beach pharmacy going on, so I'm not sure what that means, but thanks so much for Epic Pharmacy. They helped raise a bunch of money for Keep Abreast Foundation the other day doing Zumba for boobies, and I believe there will be a little video put together by TELUS Optic, so watch for that in the coming weeks here. I think TELUS Optic is putting together a video. Salty Dolls, I believe that's just Taylor's business. Fog is lifted. Here we go. I'm in the next heat. Hashtag hope I make it out. So thanks, Jess. So join us with hashtag Queen of the Peak. See what's going on. Stay updated on the contest. yeah, if anybody out there is watching and has any questions or comments, feel free to try and ask it via the hashtags, and we'll try and get to those at some point today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if you guys are just joining us at the beach here, you can tell all your friends and family around the world to tune into this live webcast. We have our team from Vancouver, Sports Canada TV, providing the live stream, keeping you guys up to date of what's going on live, and they've doing a pretty good job.
Surfer in red out the back. Ooh, nice full
nice.
rail carve back. This wave sort of sits down over the deep water section there, but that bottom turn to top turn combination was one of the better ones I've seen today. So
Yeah, you see her milking something to the inside, just hoping for something to open up for her on her backhand. And
I may have been watching a free surfer down the beach. Sorry. Again, this is unofficial from the judges or from the commentary booth here. So
yeah, so if you guys are free surfing in the water there, try to stay on either side of those Nixon and Billabong flags. There's plenty of beach here at Cox Bay. Head way down to the left there, away far to the right of these contest flags. These judges need to have a clear view of all the girls in the water so they can give them a pretty accurate score. So please do not interfere with this contest. You guys who are here probably live here year-round or are just visiting. There's tons of beaches to surf, so let the girls have this this beach here for the day, and try to let these judges help the judges do their job.
there we got the big man Kyler Voss taking photos of the next heat, getting ready to go out. Getting text messages from Robbie Ferguson. Who's the surf champion of White Rock? I believe that's Graham Barker. Maybe it's Evan White. I think those two guys are off in Morocco right now. So if they're watching, they're probably having some tea and hopefully getting some waves. So boys, if you guys are watching, have a good trip.
Be safe.
Yeah. What a day. I'm just standing up here getting a little sunshine in the booth, and man, oh man, it's nice on the beach. Thanks to everyone who's joined us here down at the 2015 Queen of the Peak. Brought to you by Billabong Surf Sister Shelter Restaurant. Quick run through of the sponsors. We'll start on our left there. We've got Mizu Water Bottles and Nixon. Nixon does a bunch of prizing for all the competitors. A huge supporter of this event since day one, so big thanks to Dirk and his crew. Yeah, Nixon is also later today, stand by, we'll give you an update, but they are going to be doing a little beach treasure hunt. So any of the kids or big kids on the beach that want to participate, hang around, and I think there may be some good prizes in that. Man, the dogs are having fun on the beach here. Going down the line there, we've got the Wickeninish in here with their Ancient Cedar Spa crew, keeping all the competitors nice and limber. So big thanks to them. They support the contest in a bunch of different ways and have been involved since day one. Pacific Rim Chiropractic and Ron, his crew, again keeping us loose and keeping the competitors ship shape. If anybody makes it through round one today, they will surf in 5 heats if they make it right through to the final. So that's a big day of surfing. Coming down the line, Wild Side Grill. I can't thank them enough. They keep us well fed up in the booth here, and hopefully keeping you guys well fed. By donation, if you want to go see them, they are cooking up some goodies, and all of the donations will be donated to Keep Abreast. I think last year we raised $1,000. So if we could do that again, go say hi to Jesse and Jeff down there. Big thanks to Wild Side Grill. Keep Abreast Canada, obviously, all proceeds from Queen of the Peak. It is Breast Cancer Month, and we are helping them out, and they're helping us out. So quick little breast cancer fact, 1 in 8 women are diagnosed with breast cancer. So guaranteed, if you look around, somebody you know or somebody you will know, unfortunately, will have breast cancer one day, and make sure that you do your part and go over to their tent, and you can see how you can do self-checks and probably get some cool products. So big thanks to Keep Abreast for joining us. Tourism Tofino, I missed their little tent on the beach. Obviously, they're helping put this whole live feed on for us. Tofino has had one of the best years on record here, so obviously Tourism Tofino is getting the word out, and for anybody watching the live feed, some of those videos, I don't know, they kind of choke me up. I love watching those videos. The end of the road, and
Yeah, they really capture the essence of this whole area here on the wild west coast here. This place has so much to offer, so much outdoor activities and exploring and adventuring, and it really is a jewel out here. And every year it is getting busier and busier, but just the sense of community that this town has keeps everybody in check and keeps everything in check, and it's great to see. It's good to see how much commitment that everybody has out here to make sure this place is well maintained and marketed right, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, we I don't know. I think we have some of the best lifestyle in Canada here on the coast. So
It's hard to beat.
I feel
Life's
that way.
better
anyways.
on a beach, as they
It's
say.
yeah, it is. That's a Billabong thing, hey?
I think so.
Well, nice little segue. We're moving right there with the Billabong tents. Go say hi to Ashley and Mike. Mike of Coastlines here helping out. They have some wetsuits that you can demo. So a 5'4" hooded woman's wetsuit. So go talk to Ashley, and if you want to test out one of their new suits, it's super affordable for what you get. So go say hi to the Billabong tent. You can also enter to win some prizes. They've got some of their surf capsule wetsuits they're going to give away. So go enter in that contest. For any of the competitors looking to stay warm, we have Banger Tubs at their first ever Queen of the Peak. So we got Surfer.
We got Surfer in yellow and a Surfer in blue up and riding on this nice looking right here. Just got a bit stuck behind that foam ball.
Is that one straight out front? Is that a free surfer? So again, free surfers, anybody looking to go surfing, do not enter the water, and be conscious of where you are. You can enter the water, just not in the contest area. Be conscious of where you are in the water and stay free of the contest areas so the judges have the best look at all the competitors. So thank you for giving us the beach up this weekend, but please let us have it for the weekend. And you know, there's lots of good waves with a little bit of wind that's around. Most of the beaches should be fantastic for surfing today. So the ladies, they own Cox today.
There is plenty of beach out here too, and I'm sure those guys down at Lando's are going to hate me for this, but there are waves down at Lando's, and that northwest swell that's kind of picking up down there is starting to work down there. So stay clear. Make sure these judges can judge and score pretty accurately. So less people in the lap, the better. So we got Surfer in the yellow up and right on her backhand on a nice looking left there. Just kind of close out on her. That's Naomi Fierce first from Yuki there. And we got red on another left. Looking at a pretty good stand for her. She just gets stuck in that soft spot there, the wave. But
Still lots of
still swell out there. That's good.
Yeah, Banger Tubs, again, for any of the competitors, we ask that only competitors go in the tub, but wood-fired hot tub made from one of the old tanks at the brewery that was one of the old hot water tanks by Prestige Fabricating. You can rent that, so talk to them. I believe if you want to purchase it too, I think they'll even sell it to you, but pretty price tag for some real beautiful workmanship over there. Other sponsors that are on the beach but not necessarily in the tent, we've got Pacific Sands, big supporter of this event this year. They've donated rooms and jumped on board. And Ocean Village, a little bit further down the way, those cool beehive cabins, some of my favorite places in Tofino for sure.
It was actually when I was a kid, I grew up in Port Alberni, and Ocean Village was one of the only places that would allow 7+ people to stay in one of their cabins. And I have a pretty big family, and I stayed there lots when I was a kid. And being right on the beach there as a kid and running around and having that right out of your doorstep of one of those cabins it's pretty spectacular.
Yeah. It is Surf Month in Tofino, so a lot of surfing related offers out there. So go to tourismtofino.com and check out the accommodation offers on for any of those resorts. So whether it's Wickennish, Pacific Sands, Ocean Village, typically they're tied into some sort of surf offer as well. So stoked to have all of our accommodation partners online. Yeah, SurfCam, your eyes on the water. So again, we're broadcasting live. Thanks to Sports Canada TV for joining us this year. Surfcam.ca, you can watch the contest live. Check out their other webcams, or you can go to queenofthepeak.com if you want to see what's going on our Queen of the Peak social media and catch the contest live, or tourismtofino.com. They've been nice enough to host it live through their hashtag Your Tofino channel. So hashtag Your Tofino if you want to see what's going on both at the contest and just around town. There's thousands of posts on there, so great to have them.
It's a great hashtag. It's definitely taken off there. That the marketing campaign for that hashtag Your Tofino is it's definitely some of the photos on that hashtag. If you go to their Instagram page, they're pretty awesome, and it's pretty hard to not get a nice photo when you're down here taking shots of the beaches and the rainforest we have around us and all the beautiful hikes and views that you can get to.
How is it down here right now?
It feels like it's the middle of summer, to be honest. I feel like I'm in Southern California, about to get in some board shorts and might even go surf out there without a wetsuit on. It's almost so hot.
Yeah, so anybody that's down here from out of town, this is the 6th annual Queen of the Peak. 3 divisions. We've got shortboard in the water today. We're going to probably run shortboard right through. Tomorrow it'll be longboard Princess of the Peak. Depending on schedule and conditions, we may try and get Princess of the Peak in the water, but that's up to Shannon. 100 competitors in this contest. The contest is full. That's all we can fit in with the 3 days that we've allotted. 24 Princess of the Peak have entered. There's 48 shortboard entrants and 40 longboard entrants. So
we got White up in the back there. I was able to kind of get a little bit of a bottom turn there, but got stuck on that whitewash there. So competitors out there staying a little busy. It'd be nice to see a bit more open face waves here for these girls to kind of work with. But that's the beauty of surfing, is that conditions are never the same, and they're always changing, especially here at a beach break.
30 seconds remaining in this heat. Rough situation is, looks like we have Surfer in white again, unofficial out front. Red right on her heels, and then blue and yellow still looking for a score to sort of move them up into that transfer spot.
Yeah, so if you guys are joining us here in the water in red, we have Amy Shimzu from Euclid. In white,
3,
we have
2, 1.
So that horn there marks the end of Heat 7.
Stand by for results, and maybe we can go to a short break here and come back with the final heat of round 1. Okay, we're counting down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So for you guys just joining us here on the webcast here, we're going over a couple of replays here. Surfer in red there, that's Amy Shimzu from Euclid there. Milking everything that wave can offer here, but
good body position there.
Yeah, just sticking low and trying to milk anything that wave can open up for her.
Didn't really cooperate.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome to throw in this instant replay effect here. If you guys joining us on the webcast, it's both mine and Mikey's kind of first go at trying to be live and live commentators here, especially on the webcast. But having all these options here is pretty remarkable. We got Laura Nodges on her backhand on that left there.
Wave just shuts down on her, but real nice bottom turn, open shoulders.
Yeah, it's kind of been the story the first couple of heats here that have started. Not too much to offer here. There are some shoulders here. It just as that tide starts to drop here, we're going to see a couple of these sets to start closing out. But there are shoulders out there for these girls to get here. There's Laura on her back end again.
You know, everything that's beautiful takes a lot of work. Whatever, anything you love, you have to work for it. A lot has to do with me being a surfer. You know, I've been surfing for at least 35 years now. Being in Tofino, for me, there is a balance that I found in here with myself. When I work in glass, you know, I see the sun, just thinking of creation, and I see my hands and my mind working together. It makes me happy, you know, and that's something really special. The kids just love seeing glass being worked on, you know. And they go, whoa, they open their eyes and see, you know, and they're mesmerized, and their faces lit up, and they see something that's like, there's a sea star, you know, or an octopus. That's one of the most beautiful experiences that I got. I'm thankful that I can be here and welcome the guests to come to Tofino and share my love with them, you know.
So we're back here live at the 6th annual Queen of the Peak. Here we have Surfer in Yellow there up and riding on her forehand. Just got a little bit stuck on that little foam climb she tried to do there. Conditions are still fairly good out there. Dropping tide, low tide about 12 o'clock. We're looking at some swell here. It's about 8 feet at 13 seconds. Dropping all day. Going into tomorrow, so we're going to try to run as many heats as we can today, especially in the short board. We have a lot of heats to get through, so we'll try to get through majority of the heats here, so we have the best optimum swell for all the competitors here. See what they can do and see if they can put some scores on the board and get these judges pretty happy here. So we here have Red on her forehand there with the big little foam climb there.
So we'll get to the action in the water here in one sec. Results of Heat 7 are in. In 4th place, not advancing, Surfer in Yellow. In 3rd place, not moving on, Surfer in Blue. Advancing into the round of 32. In 2nd place, Surfer in Red. And winning that heat in white, Surfer Laura Rodriguez. So both Surfer in Red, Amy, and Surfer in White, Laura, will be advancing into the round of 32. Congratulations, ladies.
Yeah, some pretty good surfing in that last heat there by Laura. Definitely taking the cake in that heat. Looking pretty comfortable on that board, and we'll see how it plays out throughout the day here. It's nice to see some waves for a contest out here in October. It's always the spark of the swell season out here. And yeah, exactly. Nice to see some waves too with this fog lifting. If you guys were watching earlier, there was a bit of a fog delay. Happens when it's nice and sunny like this. The fog does tend to move in, especially living on the ocean, the marine fog. But throughout the day here, it's supposed to be blue sky, sunny. It's going to be pretty warm out there, so don't forget your sunscreen. It's going to get pretty warm throughout the day here, about 18, 19 degrees Celsius, which are in October. That's pretty warm.
Yeah, I feel like this is definitely warmer than seasonal. I'm no almanac, but this is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
September, we got a bit of rain, which was much deserved after the summer.
Yeah.
The summer was so nice. But, September ended on, sunny September sessions, and it's rolled right through into October here. So sometimes October can be absolutely beautiful in Tofino.
Yeah, I feel like in the past couple of years here, probably just due with the weather change and whatever is going on out there with Mother Nature. But I feel like the seasons have kind of been lasting a little bit longer. Summer's kind of lingered a little bit longer, and then the winter's kind of dragged out a little bit longer. But
So,
definitely blessed this year with weather.
Surfers in Heat 1 of the round of 32, please check in for your heat. Surfers in round 1 of Heat 1 of round of 32, please check in. Free surfers, again, if you're in the water in between these contest flags here, please vacate the contest area.
Yeah, so in the water right now, wearing red, we have Sherry Houghton. In white, we have Marie Francois. In yellow, we have Emily Grubb, and in blue, we have, in blue, we have Stephanie Piote. Plenty of time on the clock here, and conditions are looking fairly consistent and fairly good for this heat here. Blessed with some swell for this contest here. That's going to be consistent and staying pretty sizable all day, which should offer up some good surfing and put together some pretty good maneuvers to get the scores on the board for the judges here. We saw in that last heat there, Laura putting together a couple of one maneuver combos, but that's sometimes all you really need. If you can get a decent score off of one maneuver, that could be the deciding factor if you're advancing and you falling behind.
So just while we were busy talking there and going over results, this heat started off with a bang. Surfer in white, Marie Francois, currently has the field comboed. Just to let everyone know, that means all the surfers in the water need a combination of 2 scores at this point in time. The first score she dropped, believe it's coming in at an 8.67. So I just caught it as I was sort of looking away there, but it looked like it was a big backhand snap on one of those nice lefts that have come through. So, we're not even in the next round, and it's starting to heat up.
If you guys aren't familiar with Marie Francois, she is, if you guys snowboard, you've definitely heard of her. She's definitely probably the best backcountry snowboarder in the world, girls snowboarder in the world. Putting that onto a surfboard in the waves at Cox Bay, she's definitely looking pretty comfortable and looking good. Definitely not as big as some of the lines that she can go down in the backcountry on a snowboard, but living in Yuki and surfing right beside her on lots of days out there, she's definitely makes herself notice and stands strong with all the guys out there. It's fun to watch. So there you have it on our screen here. That's Marie Francois in white.
Beach marshals, if you can hear us, we're just looking. If you could take a photo of the round 2 heat board and text it to us, just so we can update our things. Beach marshals, if you can hear us. So yeah, currently in the water, it looks like surfer in red, Sherry Houghton, surfer in white, Marie Francois, surfer in yellow, Emily Grubb, and surfer in blue, Stephanie. I apologize if I messed this up. Piote or Piote?
Piote.
Piote.
Sounds French.
So for anybody out there, we've got Adam Chilton walking around with his red camera, taking video footage both for TELUS and Queen of the Peak. Big thanks to Adam. Kyler Voss is walking around on the beach. If anybody hasn't been to Kyler Voss's gallery yet, nice little gallery in town just past Shelter if you're heading out of town. just before Shelter, right across sort of from Long Beach Surf Shop there. Some amazing prints, one of the best photos of a gray whale I've ever seen for sure. So check that out. Also on the beach, Tofino Boardwalk. The Tofino Boardwalk is new to Tofino this year, so it's going to be a public art project. Down on the beach, we've got those boards. So again, boards shaped by Stefan Aftanis. There's one board with an overhead view, so Jeremy Koreski hashtag straight down of a gray whale. A beautiful board from Corey Diamond, I believe, who's a Wiccan Initiative employee as well. Mark Hobson has his board. It's a bit different than most of his paintings, in my eyes anyways, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And then Pete Clarkson, who works at the parks. He is a fantastic guy. He's been picking up debris off the beaches and turning it into art, and I know he's had his stuff at at the aquarium. He went to Japan, and two great young boys he's got, not boys anymore. One of them's off to university. So stoked to have Pete's board here as well. So cool project. We hope to have about 20 next year in and around town where you can check them out. But go see those boards just on display by the Billabong tent there.
Yeah, we'll do a quick run through of all the sponsors that may actually make this whole event happen here. We start off with Billabong, lead on to Surf Sister, the Wiccan Inn, Tourism Tofino, Wildside Grill, Shelter Restaurant, Pacific Sands Resort, Aftana Surfboards, Ocean Village, Tofino Brewery, Nixon, Von Zipper, PharmaSave, and providing the live stream here at Sports Canada TV and surfcam.ca. So thank you guys for making this event happen and making it better and better every year. I find just every single year all the kinks and knots get figured out here, and it's becoming a really good contest that just provides tons of good surfing because there's actually some quality waves, and the better organized it is, just the better it is. There you have it. You can see on our screen there in yellow, Emily Grubb, currently residing in Tofino. Been here for quite a while here, and hopefully she can get some scores on the board there and can help her situation. I believe Marie Francois and White is definitely leading the way here. I believe she still has the whole field comboed. Hopefully those girls can stay busy out there. There's tons of swell out there, tons of waves that they can find out there and put something together to get a couple of scores on the board. I mean, if you can paddle into anything out there and just stand up and get one good maneuver, that can get you back in the game there. But yeah, Marie definitely went to town and went to work early, and she's sitting pretty comfortable right now. So we'll see how this heat unfolds. So we got Red up and riding here on her forehand. That's Sherry Houghton. I believe she's a Surf Sister herself. Just got a little bit stuck on that little choppy section of that wave, and wasn't able to milk that wave to its potential, but was able to get a nice little bottom turn there and a little check turn. So we'll see how that score drops on her scoreline. So for you guys all just joining us here on the webcast or at the beach, we are here at Cox Bay in Tofino for the 6th annual Queen of the Peak Women's Surfing Championships, hosted from October 2nd to October 4th. So all weekend long, we'll be here at the beach, commentating, working, providing a good time, and all the ladies out there will be surfing their brains out to try to claim that Covenant $2,000 prize pack for the women's shortboard final there. So definitely lots of money on the line. Every single year that prize pack is getting bigger and bigger. So definitely $2,000 can take you a little ways here, pay off some bills, or pay off your tab at the end of the night. But yeah, definitely a bit of money on the line, and lots of bragging rights as well up for grabs. I know all these girls in the water here are all friends. They all surf together. They all live together. in here, Tofino and Ucluelet, so bragging rights is sometimes worth more than $2,000. So we'll see how the day unfolds. I know the conditions today are supposed to be pretty nice all day. Not too much wind. It's supposed to pick up in the forecast. So the wind right now is nice, light offshore breeze coming from the southeast, and it probably will transition to a bit of a west throughout the day as that just typical onshore afternoon wind kicks on. But it's supposed to hold off all day. We're looking at some swell here. West-northwest all day, 8.5 at 13, dropping all day. So tons of swell, tons of waves out there for everybody to capitalize on throughout the day there. Hey, Ty. What's the time check? 2.5 minutes. So surface of the water, about 2.5 minutes remaining. 2.5 minutes remaining in this heat.
Ten seconds remaining in heat 8 here. So those two horns bring us down to bring us to the end of the round of 48 heat 1. Stand by for results of that, and we will move into heat 1 of round of 32.
It's safe to say that this place has it all. a little something for everyone. A place where adventure lives, stories are born, and memories are made. This place is Tofino.
Counting down 5, 4,
more at
3,
tourismtofino.com.
2, 1. So that horn there marks the start of Heat 9.
Heat 1.
Sorry,
Heat
Heat
1
1.
of the round of 32.
Round of 32. There we go. For you guys just joining us back on the webcast there, that was a nice little commercial from Tourism Tofino, one of the major sponsors of this whole event. But you're back here at Cox Bay. This is the 6th annual Queen of the Peak Women's Surfing Championships here. So in Heat 1 of the round of 32 here, wearing red, we have Tamara Stevens. In white, we have Shandy Kariatsumari. In yellow, Jessica Baldwin. And in blue, we have Stephanie Kokesh. Conditions are looking pretty good this whole day so far. Nice swell, winds staying calm, tons of waves out there, and we saw that in that last heat with Marie Francois. We're still waiting for scores to drop here, but she had everybody comboed for majority of the heat there. So for you girls out in the water there's tons of waves to be had out there. Just find a shoulder and pick it off as much as you can. I know the judges up here are looking for lots of variety on a wave, so if you can piece together a nice combo of moves and making sure that they're a little bit innovative and progressive, so if you can dig that rail and send a bit of spray on any one of your turns, sure it's going to make them happy and it's going to factor into your score line there.
Okay.
So if you guys are joining us on the beach here, all the heats and the women's shortboard here and throughout the day, it'll be 20-minute heats. Every surfer, every girl out there has a 5-minute paddle out before their heat. So when you see girls walking out of the beach, that means that they've begun their 5-minute paddle out just to give them a bit of time so they can get out past the break before their heat starts. 20-minute heats, top 2 advance, and so pretty much the end of the day is you want to piece together a good heat and throw together some good scores for the judges, and top 2 scores are added together, and that'll be your heat total. And see, I know the judges up here have looking for lots of these innovative and progressive maneuvers, so if you can get some turns in there, do a bit of a foam climb. If you could throw some fins out there, that would be really impressive. But we've seen throughout the day here in the starting of the starter heats here, being able just to get up on a wave here, work your way down the line, piece together a couple of turns is definitely the way to go here. As the tide starts to drop, the waves will start to get a little bit more difficult to have a shoulder to work on, but we're lucky enough to have this contest in October where there's still lots of swell. Luckily, the fog has lifted. This morning, we were on a little bit of a fog delay, but we're styling now. Blue sky, sunny, supposed to get to about 19 degrees today, so bring your sunscreen. Layer up or de-layer actually, but wear a hat and yeah, don't get burnt. Going to go through our sponsor list here for making this whole event happen. This is the 6th annual, so every single year this contest seems to be getting better and better, and a lot more professional with the help of all these sponsors at the helm. So we're going to start off with Billabong, Surf Sister, The Wicked Inn, Tourism Tofino, Wildside Grill, Shelter Restaurant, Pacific Sands, Aftanis Surfboards, Ocean Village, Tofino Brewery, Nixon, Von Zipper, Pharmasave. And for you guys just joining us on the webcast here, we got Sports Canada TV coming all the way over from Vancouver to put together a real professional stream here. This is the first kick of the can of this Pro webcast, and it's turning out to be pretty good. So if you have friends and family around the world, for you guys at the beach here, if you have friends and family around the world that want to watch the webcast and watch all their friends and family surf, they can check it out on surfcam.ca, queenofthepeak.com, and tourismtofino.com. So you can relay that to all your friends and family that can't make it to Tofino for this weekend. And yeah, this contest will be going October 2nd to 4th. So we're just getting word from the beach marshal. So we need Emily Ballard to check in at the beach marshal tent. Emily Ballard, if you were around last seen in the hot tub, if you were still in the hot tub, maybe get out and check in at the beach marshal tent. You were needed for check-in. Yeah, so I was saying earlier with the help of Sports Canada TV, really up in the level of this webcast here. We playing around with this instant replay, getting those commercials going for the sponsors here. It's really up in the level, and can't wait to see what's ahead of us for the next years to come, and as well as the next couple of days here. We will be going all day today. We did have a contest start at about 8:30, but we were delayed for due to fog, but we are up and running now, and there's no fog in sight, so we'll be going all day and probably carrying into about 4 or 5 o'clock, depending on how many heats we get through. But we're going to try to capitalize on the swell here, because the swell is supposed to drop tomorrow. So for the ladies out there and for the judges here, we want to capitalize on all the swell that there is here.
Okay. Quick little update of everything. I'm back. Looks like we have Surfer in Blue up and riding on her forehand.
Nice little foam climb there, and trying to work that inside, but that first maneuver looked all right.
So we got Surfer in Red out riding out the back. Quick little snap as she goes down the line. This wave shuts down on her, but nice little tap of the lip at the top of that one. Andrew Bamber. Andrew Bamber, we have your debit card. It's been left on the beach. Andrew Bamber, come to the judges tower and you can claim that. Also, if anybody has a fin key, we're looking for a fin key.
It's okay, Mikey. I got one on my keychain.
You do?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
We're styling.
Cancel the fin key. We got one. Apparently, Don Batenchuk now has Andrew Bamber's card.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine.
Oh. So again, now that we're in the round of 32 here, we have our top seeds in the water. Surfer in Red, Tamara Stevens, took the year off last year, but she is a perennial finalist at this event. So excited to have Tam back in the water. Also a mother, Shandy Karyatsumari. There's lots of these ladies also have their own kids that probably are going to be surfing later. So Shandy Karyatsumari in white, in yellow, Jess Baldwin. And in blue, Stephanie Kokesh. I'm not sure if I'm saying your name right, Stephanie.
Stephanie Kokesh.
Is that right?
Local Yuki girl.
There you go.
Yeah, working at the...
Emily Ballard. Emily Ballard, you need to check in for your round of 32 Heat 2. Emily Ballard, please check in with the beach marshals.
Yeah, maybe check in, not now, but right now. It's urgent that you check into the beach marshal tent.
So rough situation here in the water. Surfer in Red, Tamara Stevens has jumped out to an early lead. Currently in second place, Surfer in Blue, Stephanie, in need of a 4.51 to move into first place. Only one score on the board for Surfer in White, and Surfer in Yellow has a mid-range score, but still looking for a decent backup. So Tam's out to an early lead here, but still early days.
Yeah, there's definitely been some good surfing throughout the day here. As girls are starting to find their form and kind of figure out the changing conditions out there. But no, the level surfing's been pretty good. Hopefully they can string together a couple more maneuvers than what we've seen today. Just kind of the one or two drop in and check turn or one turn and out. But I feel like that these banks out here are starting to cooperate, and with this dropping swell, it might clean everything up out there, and Yeah, I know the judges up here are looking for something spectacular. There hasn't been anything dropped in the excellent range just yet, but
Well, last heat we had Marie Francois. She, I believe, was an 8.5 or an 8.67. Yeah, with her first opening wave, she put a score into the excellent range. So we're going to see more of that. I think. I think we're going to take it to the 9s here in this next round for sure.
yeah, definitely a couple of heavies in this heat right now. Tamara Stevens definitely not shy. She's definitely a very strong surfer and made herself a name. Made a name for herself out here, just by performing when it's time.
Yeah, real pleasure to watch. She's got a nice sort of bottom top turn combination. So we got a paddler, surfer in red, just not quite scratching into that one. Drew Burke, if you're around, Drew or Grizz, can you possibly do a little fuel refill on the generator just so we stay live here? Fuel refill needed. Thank you so much, Drew Burke or Grizz. So yeah, it's 11:20 in the morning here. We're coming close to low tide. We do have a dropping swell, as you can see. It's the waves have dropped throughout the morning here, which should actually make for better conditions moving into the rest of this shortboard contest. So
yeah, we saw that yesterday with that pushing tide all afternoon. It definitely helped out the size of the waves, and definitely made it for a bit more contestable swell. And
so way down the line, we got surfer and blue. Okay, cancel that. That is a free surfer. Out the back here, a surfer in white on a left. Ooh, maybe trying to pull into that one, but just gets eaten up by the whitewash there.
Yeah, we've been seeing that a little bit all day today with nothing really opening up for these surfers, but it's all where you sit though. So for you girls walking out down to the lineup or sitting on the beach, study the lineup and make sure you kind of see what's going on out there, so you set yourself up for success, because there are waves out there and there are open shoulders to take advantage of. So maybe go out there, start a game plan, and figure out where you're going to sit. There's tons of room in this contest area here between the Billabong and Nixon flags. So there is definitely a bit of strategy that comes involved. Priority rule is not in effect, but definitely having a game plan before go out there can definitely help you drop some scores on the board.
Yeah, I mean, if you spend any time with Shannon, or you watch the Shelter Restaurant Surf Tips on Thursday, checking the beach is important. Seeing where the bars are and
exactly,
giving yourself an opportunity to get the best waves will make a difference. So you'll watch when you watch World Tour competitors, they're looking at the surf all morning long before their heats and getting in the zone, and they've got a plan when they paddle out for their heats. So,
and Mikey, surf coaching on your point of view, worth it?
Oh, 100%.
100%.
Yeah. For anybody watching the webcast, grew up playing hockey. I currently have no teeth in my mouth. Yeah, we had coaches from, pretty much from the moment you stepped on the ice, and it makes a big difference. And, surfing is no different for anybody that's, getting into the sport. If you work with a coach, there's lots of little things that will make a big difference. And then obviously just getting in the water and practicing is a big part of that. But it's made a big difference for my surfing. I at least know where I'm going wrong now, which happens a lot. And doesn't mean I'm necessarily doing it right, but I know what I need to do. So
I feel like whenever I hit the water after surfing around Shannon and then the crew judges here, I definitely can pick yourself apart and do too many things wrong. But yeah, definitely talking to a lot of friends that do that surf coaching with Shannon Brown. Have lots of good things to say, and not just about competitive surfing, but he also picks you apart about your technique and your style, and
he'll tell it to you.
Yeah,
he's a straight up guy.
And I've definitely seen this myself on the receiving end of video footage, and it's a little humbling.
Yeah. There's definitely I saw footage of me last year where I was stoked. I came in, I probably even did a no claim and down at an unnamed spot, and then I saw high definition red footage that Adam Chilton happened to capture, and it was very, very humbling. So
still waiting for that big sticker on the nose of your board, eh, Mikey?
The dream is over. I'm going to stick to running surf contests. I think that's my way into the surf industry. I don't Yeah, my
Yeah.
surfing. Yeah, if you know what, I'm all for trying to get a hockey rink here and doing all that in Tofino. But in all honesty, if I had this in my backyard, my parents would have had a hard time getting me off the beach. So these kids are pretty lucky growing up here, and real supportive community. And yeah, I'm excited to see the next generation of surfers come through.
Yeah, definitely. You get that sense of excitement and just that whole community vibe that you get around Tofino. If you're at the beach, in the resorts, at a coffee shop, in the surf shops, at the restaurants, you can definitely tell that everybody has each other's back, and they want to see everybody thrive and succeed in any kind of aspect of life out here. And it's pretty awesome, and I'm sure if you guys are new to the area, I'm pretty sure almost every single local you've probably talked to has been more than helpful about telling you where to go, where to eat, where to adventure to. So it's just a lifestyle that the beach life has with it.
Yeah. Tofino, from eating perspective, like we hit way above our weight class, population-wise, being that we're a tourist destination. We have, in my mind, per capita, some of the best food on the planet of anywhere I've traveled to. So
Well, one of our main sponsors, Shelter Restaurant.
Shelter, we've got Wildside here, and then even all the other restaurants between Sobo and Wolf in the Fog, and they're all supportive of one another, and it's a great restaurant community. And Kuma, a new addition this year, so a fantastic place to come eat. Surfer in Red having a paddle, drops down the face on this one. Nice bottom turn, cracks the whitewash and rides out of that one. That's Surfer in Red, Tamara Stevens. Quick little update here. That one, not sure if it's going to affect her scoreline. It may improve her backup a bit. We'll let the judges deliberate on that one, but looks like Surfer in White up and riding on the left now. So that bank's really coming alive. Nice cutback into the power source, comes around the bottom, taps the top, throws a little bit of spray. This one stands up, tries to hit the closeout section. Doesn't quite ride out of that one. Let's see if the judges deem that complete or not. But wow.
That was Shandy Kariatsumari.
How was that little exchange there? Tamara Stevens in red. Again, one of our seated surfers, Shandy Kariatsumari in white. Great exchange. That's some of the best surfing I've seen this morning. Okay,
Yeah.
down the beach here on Surfer in Red. Just catching a left. We've got 3 minutes remaining in the first heat, and it's heating up here down at Cox Bay, both from a weather-wise and surf-wise. So this day is only going to get better. So keep your eyes on the water. If you're watching live, surfcam.ca, your eyes are on the water watching this contest. This is getting good. So a couple minutes remaining in Heat 1 of the round of 32.
Yeah.
After this, we'll move straight into quarterfinals.
That flurry of exchanges between Tamara and Shandy. What do you think of the better exchange there?
I personally, I liked the first wave more from Tamara. It was
A little bit more crisp and
yeah. The wave didn't have a lot on offer, but she waited for it to stand up in front of her. Big deep bottom turn, and then just cracked the approaching section. So real sharp surfing, rode away strong, looked confident. I liked that first wave from Surfer in Red there, Tamara Stevens.
yeah, it's definitely. I know all the girls that are finally getting in the water now are probably got really antsy and just wanted to get out there and take advantage of these waves. And the first couple of maneuvers and couple of waves you get are always you're setting your wax right, you're getting your positioning and your footing right. But she definitely looked pretty comfortable out there.
1.5 minutes remaining in Heat 1. So just around 1 minute remaining in Heat 1 here. 45 seconds. Rough situation update. In fourth place, Surfer in Yellow, Jess Baldwin. In third, Surfer in Blue, you are in need of a 6.78 to advance into first place, or a 6.01 in the second. In second place currently, Shandy Karyatsumari, you need a 3.84 to move into first. Surfer in red, you're currently in the lead. Just
we have red
barely.
up on her forehand there. Taking a look at this nice right there.
Quick
Couple
little float.
cracks off the top there. A couple of floats back to back there.
Wow, so I don't know if that it's going to improve her scoreline. She's sitting on a 5.6 and a 5.17.
Yeah, I definitely like those two little floater sections she was able to take advantage of, and we've seen throughout the day.
So those horns there bring, round of 32, heat 1 to an end. Stand by for results. Score still dropping for last wave of red. So just as we go to our break here on the live feed, we've got some replays. Surfer in yellow there, Jess Baldwin, just getting attacked by the incoming section. So just waiting for all scores to be locked in, and then we'll go through results here. So results are in. Round of 32, heat 1 in 4th place with a combined two-wave score of a 5.67. Counting down heat 2 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So that's a start of round of 32, heat 2 in the water. Surfer in red, Steph Whiteman. In white, Susie Weed. In yellow, Dawn Batenchek, and surfer in blue, Emily Ballard. So results of the round of 32, heat 1 in 4th place, wearing yellow, Jess Baldwin. Her two-wave combined total of a 5.67. In 3rd place, surfer in blue, Stephanie Kokesh, with a 6.33. And advancing into the quarterfinals, surfer in white with a two-wave combined score of a 10.00. And winning that heat, surfer in red, who did improve on her last wave there with a two-wave combined total of a 12.80, with her best wave being a 7.2. Congratulations, Tamara and Shandy. You will be surfing in the quarterfinals. We're just going to move to a quick commercial break here, and then we'll get back to the action in the water.
It sounds cheesy, but surfing's affected, I'd say, almost every part of my life. To me, Tofino isn't Tofino without surfing. Surfing in general, and not just surfing the waves, the ocean itself, it's very humbling. Introducing it to people for the first time, it's really honest. You have to kind of break down all the barriers. You're just out there. I never get tired of seeing the look on people's face when they catch the first wave, ever. It never gets old. As a surfing town, we're super lucky in Tofino to have lots of really friendly beach breaks. Easy to get to right off the main road. We've got change rooms right at lots of the beaches. You can drive up, jump out, go for a surf, and then drive into town and go for a 5-star dinner at a nice restaurant after. We're pretty lucky to be able to do it here year-round. Here you definitely need a bit of dedication and some heart. I would say Tofino surfers are a hardy bunch. But once you're in there, I think it's really surprising to people how warm you actually are. Never a bad choice to go surfing. It's a feeling that's, yeah, unbeatable.
Nice.
So welcome back.
Yeah, we're back.
Yeah, great little surf on video there by Tourism Tofino. Hashtag your Tofino. It is surf month here. Hashtag surf month. So, yeah, we're back live. Round of 32, heat 2 in the water. Surfer in red, Steph Whiteman. surfer in white, Susie Weed, who just while we were at break there, did drop one score. Early days. As we speak, we got surfer in blue up and right. Ooh, dropped to the bottom there and just got a lip to the face.
Yeah, she definitely got a little bit unstuck there and wasn't able to land that little floater maneuver that she tried to do. But staying busy in the early actions at this heat here.
Yeah,
for
we're
you guys
getting
just joining
into the
us.
business rounds already, and yeah, man, it's the surfing. You can tell as soon as the top seeds get in the water, it's gone up a notch here.
Yeah,
Just looking at the moon, did you get to see any of that eclipse the other day?
I did. Yeah, that super blood full moon was pretty spectacular last weekend. I actually went out to the lighthouse in Euclid and hung out in the rocks there, and
Shaza.
it was pretty spectacular, pretty amazing to see that. I was doing a little bit of research online, and last time that happened was 1982, and the next time it's going to happen is 2035. So
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
yeah, once in a lifetime-ish
Yeah.
opportunity to see that. It was awesome.
Yeah. For anybody down on the beach, we have Matea Olin, current Canadian women's surfing champion. She is 12. And Freddie Sanford. Both of these promising young kids will be off to California to represent the country for surfing at the ISA World Junior Games. We've got surfer out the back, up and riding, surfer in white. I believe that's Susie Weed on her backhand. Oh, good second turn. Lots of spray on that. Quick tap again. Rides out of that one. Susie Weed looking strong here in the late morning, early afternoon.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed her surfing quite a bit. We got surfer up in red, up and right on her
Steph
backhand.
Whiteman.
Staying busy, those two out in the back there. Nice little
Big section
smack off the
approaching.
top.
Oh,
Just
Steph.
got a bit stuck on that one.
Yeah, good exchange there. I think Susie got the best of that one.
Yeah, Susie Weed have spent a bit of time on the north shore of Hawaii there, and making Tofino definitely one of her homes here. And she's a very strong surfer. I've seen her in the water and surfed with her quite a bit, and she's very crisp and very smooth and a very consistent surfer. She's definitely very passionate. You can definitely tell when she's not satisfied with her surfing, which makes her the competitor that she is. And it's it's quite pretty enjoyable to watch when you put her in a jersey and send her out with the heavies there. Steph Whiteman there. She's no
slouch.
No slouch, yeah.
No, Steph been a Tofino resident for I think it's past over 10 years now, but I think grew up on the island here and a very, very strong surfer.
She made a couple appearances in the finals, didn't she, last year?
I believe so, yeah. Just good all-around surfer. So, Susie's in tough here, but Susie looks like scores are dropping for last wave of white. Susie Weed putting a 7.50 on the board. So
looks like she has the whole field comboed at this point.
yeah. So early days.
Yeah, tons of time left. We have in the water right now, we're in red. We have Steph Whitman wearing white, Susie Weed wearing yellow, Dawn Battenchuk, and in blue we have Emily Ballard. Still tons of time left on the clock here for you girls, so still that middle bank right in front of us is looking fairly good. Look at these nice shoulders, rights and lefts. That right is starting to work a little bit on that low tide, and earlier on that high tide that left was working, but looking like that right is going to be the more favored of the
peaks right now, yeah.
Yeah, peaks to go for.
There's still lots of size out there. For anybody watching live on the webcast, as the girls paddle out here, it's a mission. Cox Bay is, I haven't surfed Ocean Beach in San Francisco, but they talk about it as like a 50-yard line. It's sometimes can be tough to get out back, but surfer in yellow up and riding on the inside, but that wave had nothing on offer there. So quick little up and down. She'll be looking to replace that with scores. Still early days, probably over 10 minutes left in this heat for sure.
Yeah, throughout the day as this tide drops, the conditions will change a bit, but it's nice to nice having that swell to back up the weather that we have here. Couldn't have asked for a better day. Good swell, good weather, good surfing on hand here at the moment, and where this swell is going to be sticking around all day today. And hopefully it sticks into tomorrow, but it's looking like that swell is going to be dropping into tomorrow. But try to run as many heats as we can to capitalize on the swell.
Yeah, the goal is to get through shortboard today. and then move on to longboard tomorrow. So I think we're good. We couldn't ask for better conditions really for a contest. So really happy with how everything played out. It's always stressful in the days coming up to the contest to see how things are going to play out. But yeah, somebody was looking after Tofino and Queen of the Peak this year, and you know, a bit of wind yesterday, but man, oh man, it is.
And weather gods are on our side.
It is a cracker out here.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely as that sun gets higher and higher, it's going to be getting warmer and warmer. I was reading the report today, it's supposed to get to about 19 to potentially 20 degrees if you're out of the wind, which
That's
is
warm.
pretty rad for October. Yeah,
Yeah.
Summer just doesn't want to leave us here in Tofino.
I know. Lots of media in town here too, so I know, you know, if you guys haven't met Chrissy Montgomery, if anybody's down here on assignment, go say hi to Chrissy on the beach. She is the first lady of this contest and a great spokesperson for Tofino and for surfing. So check in with Chrissy, and she can walk you around the competition site here and let you know what's going on.
Yeah, definitely a book of knowledge when it comes to the area. Chrissy Montgomery.
And man, have you seen her karaoke?
Oh, brother, I have. And she have some pipes on her. It's almost
She's
like Janis Joplin-esque.
Ooh. Yeah, legend. Chrissy is a ton of fun to work with, and all the girls at Surf Sister there do a brilliant job getting this contest going. So
yeah, you can definitely.
There's Drew Burke. We can't thank Drew Burke enough for helping us out the last couple of years.
Yeah, if you guys see Drew Burke walking around, he's right in front of the judges booth here wearing that Queen of the Peak hat. A major part of the success and how to keep a contest and a contest site organized.
Yeah, you know, Drew's a man of many hats these days. He's a busy guy. Between business writing courses and Tofino travel, he does a brilliant job with his summer surf camps, and really good guy. So say hi to Drew if you see him on the beach and ask him about what he's got on the go. I think they got Spanish classes coming up this fall here for people in Tofino. Yeah, so you can.
Hablo español.
Poco.
No sé.
No sé. Yeah. Cerveza, por favor. So yeah, us Tahitians, a lot of us spend time down south, and apparently I need to work on my Spanish. So.
Yeah, definitely. Me too. That's about my extent of my Spanish right there.
So a little break in the action here. Ocean's kind of gone quiet. Oh, as I say that, Surfer in Red up and riding on her backhand. That's Tamara Stevens. Oh, approaching section.
Sorry, Steph.
Oh, sorry, that was previous heat. Steph Whiteman